Back with you here at Saints Field. Scott Unash, John Haggerty with you on CRMLiveSports.com. We're going to, on the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show, get a word and an interview with head coach Dwayne Schulte of the Xavier Saints. We will do that coming up here in just a little bit. We will keep tabs on other games tonight with our Emil's Hideaway out-of-town scoreboard. Again, this year brought to you by Emil's Hideaway. They are located on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids, and had a chance to talk with head coach Dwayne Schulte of the Xavier Saints a little bit ago, and we will get to that particular interview right after we hear from some of our great sponsors here on CRM Live Sports.
At Jersey Mike's, we've offered a sub above since 1956. It starts with bread, fresh baked in our stores every day, topped with quality meats, cheeses, and ingredients sliced and grilled right in front of your eyes. And don't forget to add the juice, the red wine vinegar and olive oil blend that gives a Jersey Mike's subs its exquisite zing. Stop in and visit Jersey Mike's now at their 3 metro locations in the Fountains on the northeast side and on the east end of Marion near the corner of Highways 151 and 13 and Edgewood Road in the Westdale area. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Spinal Corrective Center, PC, 3800 River Ridge Drive, Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Dr. Gene Kretzinger and Dr. Janet Kuehl provide education to families on healthy living and wellness. If you want to reach optimum health and peak performance levels or are suffering from injury, pain, and other health problems, the chiropractic care they provide can give you relief and stability. Spinal Corrective Center PC has over 50 years combined experience in chiropractic care. And athletes, let us help you perform at 100% through sports chiropractic care. Call today at 393-3996 to schedule an appointment or go online at spinalcc.com. Spinal Corrective Center PC, delivering quality chiropractic care for the body to function at its highest level. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Council, committed to getting the job done right the first time.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths, your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply, touch and see. Plum Supply kitchens and baths, your home never looks so beautiful.
For the opener on the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show as we get ready for Xavier and Waverly-Shell, and head coach Dwayne Schulte of the Saints joining me. And we're over 3 decades into this. We were just talking about that before we got started here. So, we're either old or veteran. I don't know which.
Yeah, I think both.
And we still get butterflies for first night, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, how has practice gone so far? Other than Monday and Tuesday, temperatures have been great. And how was camp?
Yeah, you're right. The temperatures were good prior to, this week, and early this week it was kind of a fiasco, I guess, in terms of the biorhythms for these guys. But they seem to adjust well. And we went early in the morning on Monday and Tuesday, and everybody was here. And so then we went later Wednesday night and after school yesterday. It turned out okay, I guess, but I guess we'll see really tonight.
Yeah, and a tough opponent. We'll get to Waverly coming up in just a little bit, but tell you what, I don't know if you brought out the hello, my name is name tags at the start of the year, but there's a lot of non-familiar faces for the Saints this year.
Yeah, absolutely. This might be as young and inexperienced as we've ever been, so hopefully they've been coached up and can do their job.
Well, and, that's a challenge, but also it's kind of invigorating maybe a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'd rather have a bunch of experience, but it does make us have to coach, and not that we haven't coached before, but you really have to emphasize things, especially the fundamentals. And we think we have some smart kids here, so hopefully they've been picking up on it, but I guess we'll find out here in a little bit.
Well, in 27 years of Xavier football, I don't know how many sophomore quarterbacks you've had start, but you're going to have one tonight.
Yeah, Cash is going to start tonight. He's Watts McBride's cousin, and comes from a good family, good stock, people, and sophomore quarterbacks. I think the last one might have been my son Bryce years ago as a sophomore. So, in fact, they might be the only two in the history of the program, but I can't remember for sure.
So pretty good company right there.
I think so, yeah. If Cash plays like Bryce did, then we should be okay. But Bryce had to get some ups and downs his sophomore year, too. So, there'll be some ups and downs, but he's a smart kid, tough kid, and, we'll just see what happens.
Do have a good one back with Hoffman, who was probably your experience on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Carter had a lot of experience last year, made some big plays for us, helped us get to the quarterfinals last year, and so we'll be looking for big things from him too. But it's usually going to boil down to the same stuff, blocking and tackling, so we'll see if we can do those.
And Coach O'Connell on the defensive side, he's got a lot of newcomers too.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think this is the youngest and most inexperienced team we've had in years. Bear with us, I guess.
And what they say, you make your most improvement between game 1 and game 2, right? But you hope tonight's going to be good.
Right. Yeah, we scrimmaged Wahlert last week, and that was a good thing. They came down here and gave us a good performance. They're tough. Wallert's going to be a good football team this year, so we think that will hopefully pay some dividends.
Well, yeah, you played Waverly-Shell Rock up there last year, and they were in the position you were in. They were awful inexperienced, and they won their last 3, and they've got some momentum coming in.
Yeah, Coach Hubbard does a great job up there. They're always big, fast, and strong, and solid fundamentally, and we've had some big battles with these guys over the years, so hopefully it's a tight one. Hopefully we come out on top.
A lot of late season battles, so this will be last year and this year the 2 earliest ones.
Yeah, you can probably remember, I don't know if you were out here, but I think you were for a few of the playoff games you've had against them. There were some barn burners and some good high school football games.
Yep, and you still get those butterflies going into the first night, I'm sure, right?
You do. You almost get butterflies going into every practice. I mean, when you like to compete and coach and be around the young kids, being around the guys and the kids and actually coaching is the fun part of coaching. So you try to do the best you can and, go from there.
And, you're going to see some mistakes tonight, but you can improve on the mistakes. You just hope you don't make turnovers and other things to halt drives and whatnot.
Yeah, like I said, it boils down to blocking and tackling, and then, of course, everything else, like typical coach cliche things, turnovers, penalties, pre-snap stuff. You got to take care of those things, and at least it gives yourself a chance to win.
All right, sounds good. Best of luck tonight to the Saints to open the season.
Well,
that is head coach Dwayne Schulte. Had a chance to talk with him a little bit earlier on here on the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show. We'll take a break, come back, and set the starting lineups, get you closer and closer to kickoff between Xavier and Waverly-Shell Rock right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
For the best in commercial and residential flooring, at Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Family owned since 1987, the professionals at Schumacher have what you're looking for. Whether it is carpet, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic, laminate, or wood, their personal service and quality products set Schumacher apart in the flooring industry. Famous for a relaxed and pressure-free shopping experience, let the experts at Schumacher Carpets and More break down your options with just a simple conversation. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today. Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com. In your search to locate a good old-fashioned family-owned pizza joint, skip the run-of-the-mill franchise options and head to Roscoe's Pizza on Edgewood Road behind Taco John's. At Roscoe's, the Hunt family is dedicated to providing mouth-watering pizza prepared from the freshest ingredients available. Choose from our 4 delicious styles of crusts, then add your favorite toppings to create your own personal pizza delight. Need a quick lunchtime alternative? Take advantage of Roscoe's Fast and Go noontime specials. And yes, they even offer gluten-free options. For the tastiest local experience, give the professionals at Roscoe's Pizza a call and surprise your family with a one-of-a-kind eating experience today.
Back with you on the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show as we get ready for Xavier and Waverly-Shell here from Saints Field, week number 1 in non-district play. The Saint Marching Band about ready to take the field. We'll get you our starting lineups brought to you by Plum Supply Kitchen and Bath on Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids coming up in just a little bit. John, we mentioned a little bit ago the experience factor. One thing that in Waverly-Shell on their side tonight, because they've got a bunch of folks back from last year. Xavier with a sophomore quarterback making his first start, and 6'1" sophomore Cash Parks. Juniors all around for the Xavier team. So I guess advantage there perhaps for Waverly-Shell. But you take a look as well. Waverly-Shell has 8 or 9 players that are going to go both ways in this ball game tonight. Xavier doesn't.
And that's going to play a huge factor later in the game, second half, fourth quarter for sure. So the Go-Hawks are going to have some kind of a built-in rotational system that they stick to give those guys some blows. You know, the other thing that I think Waverly-Shell got a slight advantage on here tonight is their quarterback, and that is the coach's son. His name is Wesley Hubbard, and he was their full-time starter all last year. He's back for a big senior year and hoping that he can implement Dad's philosophies for the Go-Hawks.
Yeah, he's a runner and a passer, dual-threat quarterback. They've got a terrific running back coming back, a 1,000-yard rusher, and Ethan Bibler. He, as a junior, went for almost 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. He ran the ball 165 yards last year. The 2 running backs for Xavier that we're going to see a lot of tonight ran it 14 times last year.
Well, they got to grow up in a hurry tonight, right?
Yep, that's what Dwayne Schulte basically had to say as far as his comments on the pregame show. Cash Parks, he threw 2 passes last year. He was 2 for 2, so he's got a perfect passer rating going into 2024.
And I'll bet he'd be the first to remind everybody of that.
And we will see how he will do in this ball game here tonight. We'll, again, keep you updated on all the scores. We'll get them throughout the night on the Emil's Hideaway out-of-town scoreboard. Thanks to Emil's Hideaway. Thanks to all our great sponsors for helping us out again this year on CRM Live Sports. And want to go ahead and let's go ahead and start with our Plum Supply Kitchen Bath starting lineups. And if you want to start your bath or kitchen remodel, all you need to do is go to Plum Supply. They are your starting spot for your kitchen and bath remodel, located at 1716 Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids. And great to have them back with us. And big thanks to everybody over on Blair's Ferry Road at Plum Supply. The Xavier Saints up front, left to right. At left tackle, Andrew Platson, 220 and a junior. Riley Klein at left guard, 205 and a senior. Gunnar Black is the starting center, 200 pounds and a senior. Xander Armstrong at right guard, 175 and a junior. And Jean Nagoma at right tackle at 6'2", 215 and a senior. Pretty good basketballer is going to be the tight end, A.J. Evans, 6'8", 205 and a junior. He is a big target. Started last year for the Xavier basketball team as a sophomore. He will be at the tight end spot. 2 good wideouts, Aiden Miller, 6'2", 170 pounds senior, along with the junior flanker Riley Kelly, 5'9", 155. Cash Parks, the quarterback. He is 6'1", 190 and a sophomore. And the tailbacks will see 2, Carter Hoffman, the junior 6'1", 180 pounder, along with Will Foreman, 5'11", 165 and a junior. And the fullback, very important for Xavier, Jack Schimberg, 5'11", 190 and a junior. And guy whose name we've heard before, but up 42nd Street, Bo Morio, 6'1", 175 and a sophomore. So he's going to get a lot of playing time tonight as well. So those are the offensive starters for Xavier. For Waverly-Shell, left to right up front, Matt Langner at left tackle. He's a 260-pound junior. Owen Kelly, 205 and a junior at left guard. Jackson Oswald, 215 and a senior at center. Ian Sedgwick at right guard, 250 and a junior. Caden Witherall, 260-pound senior, is the right tackle. Gavin Stockdale, 6'2", 195-pound senior tight end. The quarterback is Wesley Hubbard, 5'10", 180, and a senior. The featured back, Ethan Bibler, as we mentioned, 5'9", 190, and a senior. And the wideouts are going to be Brady Bodensteiner, 6'1", 170-pound junior. Nathan Miller in the slot, 5'11", 160, and a senior. And the wing back is Cam Kramer, 6'1", 210-pound senior. As the Xavier Saints will make their way out onto the field. The field turf here at Saints Field, as they make their entrance with their navy blue jerseys with the white numbers, silver pants, silver helmets with the blue and white stripes. Waverly-Shell all white uniforms, kind of throwback look here with the big black letters and the yellow helmets with the black Go Hawk on the side. So those are your starters, brought to you by Plum Supply Kitchen and Bath. And we'll get to our keys of the game coming up here in just a moment. They're brought to you by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council, representing 18 building trade unions up and down the corridor. Apprenticeships are available, and visit them online at cricbt.org. Big thanks to Mike Sadler and his troops for helping us out. And we are going to get to those keys right after we will join the Xavier Marching Band with the presentation of our national anthem here tonight. The game to get things started tonight was a freshman contest. Waverly-Shell with the victory, 19-14, in a good ball game over the Xavier Saints. So we will see what happens as the sun goes behind the trees over on the far side in the western sky. John, we can see again. And we will get to our keys of the game coming up and our national anthem here in just a moment. Back after this here at Saints Field. You're listening to high school football on CRM Live Sports.
In your search for a cozy, one-of-a-kind meal, make plans to visit Cava House Cafe in downtown Swisher. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all available at Cava. Mornings, try one of their homemade pastries, fresh scones, cinnamon rolls, muffins, coffee cake, or have a serving of hot breakfast casserole. Lunch and dinner menus include a variety of hearty, hot, and cold sandwiches. The Texas smoked brisket is a fan favorite, or try one of their fresh, never-frozen Angus beef burgers. No meal is complete without a dessert from Cava's Pastry Cabinet. Their signature black bottom cake and carrot cake are worth every calorie. Top it off with a scoop of Dan and Debbie's ice cream. One visit for Sunday brunch and you'll be hooked. And be sure to check out Cava's gift shop for unique candles and gifts. Customers all say when you walk in the door, you feel like you've stepped into a Hallmark movie. Come share a random moment at Cava House Cafe in downtown Swisher.
Xavier Band with our national anthem as we get closer and closer to kickoff. Beautiful night for football, John. We've been doing this 22 years. I can't think of a better weather night than tonight.
I got to agree with that 100%. The front that went through with all the rain this morning, which I think was almost 2 inches around your neck of the woods here, Scott, but brought the clearing out. There's still a little bit of humidity in the air, but man, it's just a picture-perfect night. And still, if you're a player and going into your first game, you're going to be nervous and you're going to be excited and you're going to have a little bit more than you've been used to in practice, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be especially tough, I think, on the Go Hawks, who are going to be playing 8 of their 11 both ways.
See if that makes a big difference in this ball game. here tonight. Temperature about 73 degrees, a little bit of a wind, not much from the north-northwest. Hardly a zephyr at about 5 miles per hour. And like we said, should be a beautiful night for football. We're going to get ready for our kickoff in our first half on CRM Live Sports, brought to you by Spinal Corrective Center. Not too far away, Doctors Kuhl and Kretzinger delivering state-of-the-art chiropractic care for athletes and their entire family. Call them at 393-3996 and visit them online at spinalcc.org. And Butterfly's got to be going for a whole bunch of Xavier starters that are going to make their first snap with the bullets flying.
You know, and as they always say, you get that first hit in, and then it always disappears, and then you can get down to business. For Xavier tonight, Scott, I know Coach Schulte has told them offensively we have got to establish the line of scrimmage and being able to run the ball. That's just the philosophy for Xavier offensively. We're going to stuff the ball down, and if you can stop us, more power to you, but until you show us that, we're going to run the ball down your throat. Defensively, Coach O'Connell, he wants his guys to come out and stop Waverly's run and get after their veteran quarterback, Wesley Hubbard, who is going to feel very comfortable back there, having been a starter all last year for his father, the head coach. And so, you know, it's going to be, I think, a battle of the trenches that's going to ultimately play out here. And in the second half, it's going to be a battle of attrition because Xavier, very few guys going both ways, Scott. They're going to be fresh going into that second half, and especially I got to think the fourth quarter. So if they can use those things to their advantage, they should have a successful opener tonight.
As the captains meet at the 50-yard line, we're about to get this thing underway. Those were your keys to the game, brought to you by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council. As we are ready to go for the opener from Saints Field. Great to have you with us here on CRMLiveSports.com. Waverly-Shell Rock 3-6 a year ago. The Xavier Saints 8-win team, but fell in the quarterfinals. As Xavier will get ready to kick it off, and they will defend the north goal to our right. And for Xavier, Owen Vasquez, a junior, will get ready to kick it away. And dropping back deep for the Go-Hawks, going to be Jaden Stevens, number 24, on the far side. He is a freshman. How about that?
Welcome to the NFL, son.
And Brady Bodensteiner will be on the near side for WSR. Great to have you with us. We are set to go with the kickoff, and the season is underway. Bodensteiner collects it, drops it, picks it up on a bounce at the 7. Straight ahead, 10-15, crosses the 20, 25, and gets about to the 32, maybe the 33-yard line. So how many times do you see a bobble and then a good return after that?
Seems like we see that more often than not, and that was straight up the gut there, too. So a lot of Saints anxious to get downfield. Maybe should have broken down a little sooner.
So Waverly-Shell Rock with a 1st and 10. It'll be Wesley Hubbard, the 5'10 senior at quarterback. They go with a one-back look with a wing, do a lot of counter looks. And we'll see if they do that with Ethan Bibler. He will line up to the right of Hubbard. They'll go with the slot right side. And they will send a man in motion. Bibler up the middle, breaks one tackle across the 35, 40, and he's close to a 1st down. Honkamp came up from his safety spot to bring him down, but it's going to be a gain of about 9 to the 43.
Right through the A-gap there. Everybody for Waverly just putting a hat on a hat, coming straight ahead. And they came off low and hard with their offensive line on that first play.
Xander Armstrong, Colin Miller, Nagoma, and Mason Meyer up front for Xavier. Jack Schimberg, Jack Stevenson, the one lone returner. Good linebacker from last year, number 35 in the middle. Carson Slaughter, you love that name as a linebacker. And Jack Downey. They will give him a 1st down. They did stretch it out to 10. Here's Bibler on the sweep left side. Hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. That time Xavier Johnny on the spot. Cohen Honkamp up there to lead the troops along with Mason Meyer.
Yeah, kind of a modified jet sweep there going out to the wide side of the field, but great job of stringing that out by the right side of the defense for Xavier.
Michael Bean, Gavin Miller, Cohen Honkamp, the 3 defensive backs for Xavier. And right away, we've got a Saint down just ahead of the snap. One of the linebackers looks like he might be cramping,
Yeah,
John.
that's the situation where when they lay both those legs out straight in front of them, trying to curl their toes back up, that's cramping.
Boy, you don't expect to see that on the third play from scrimmage, though.
You know, it's a little sneakier warm tonight than people think, and especially when you're down on that field and you're all jacked up during those pregame warm-ups, and you just get a lot of that out of there, and you sweat more than you think you're gonna.
Trying to find the Saint that is down. And it's 34, Jack Schimberg. The 5'11", 190-pounder, and he's coming off.
Yeah, we hope he can get a little hydration back in his body, but those things we have found through the years, Scott, are very difficult to do. Once that cramping starts, it's not as though you just come over and drink a bunch of Gatorade and then you're good to go again. It usually takes a while to get rehydrated.
So going in for the Saints will be Bo Morio.
Yep, the sophomore. And we'll talk, you're going to hear that name along with his younger brothers here quite a bit in the Xavier Saints near future.
Second down and 10, far hash mark for Waverly-Shell. Cam Kramer starts to go in motion. He'll line up slot left, and back to throw is Hubbard. Looking, has all day, throws in the far side. Bodensteiner with a catch and drug out of bounds after a short gain close to midfield. They will give him the 50-yard line, and it's going to bring up about a 3rd down and 4. Actually, they give him the Xavier 49. So a gain of 7. And the third down opportunity of the night for Waverly-Shell. They'll have the ball at the 49-yard line. 4-man front, make it a 5-man front as Downey comes up for Xavier. Off the long count, Hubbard to throw, again, left side, again the catch and a 1st down. Bodensteiner, just that quick out, caught it right at the sticks, and will move the chains for a 1st down. Nothing fancy there.
Just a split end going straight down the sideline, hits a little curl pattern there right in front of the home team, or the away team, and ball right on the money, caught it right in his grill.
1st and 10. For Waverly-Shell, just about 2 minutes into the first quarter of the opener. Go Hawks in Xavier territory at the Saint 44-yard line. Wide side of the field to the right, Bodensteiner to the right side. No, fake it, and up the middle, Hubbard, big hole, 40 to the 35, and he's close to another 1st down. As he was brought down by a couple of Saints. Jack Stevenson, one of those, the middle linebacker.
Kind of a modified zone read where he fakes the handoff and then the quarterback just takes it straight up north-south running. And that one, Wesley Hubbard ran hard. He ran like a fullback in there.
Gain of 9, so 1st down has been good to the Go Hawks here early. 2nd and 1. Nathan Miller coming out to the right. Kramer in the slot right side. Bibler the lone back. They'll send a man in motion. They'll give it to Bibler up the middle. Big hole, 30. Cuts it far side, 25. And brought down from behind. Michael Bean might have saved a touchdown right there.
Now there's that counter you were talking about as the Saints were full pursuit into full flow there. And then when the counter handoff came on the other side, they had to stop in their tracks, try and come back the opposite direction. And by the time they did that, Bibler took it the other way and caught him on their heels again.
Gain of 11 on that particular carry. Bibler with 3 runs so far for 21 yards. So 1st and 10, Waverly-Shell, opening moments of the ball game. Bodensteiner way out to the right side. Hubbard gets the high snap off the fake. Gonna lob it for the end zone. Bodensteiner out there, but he overshot him incomplete.
Wide open. He had 3 steps on the defender, Scott.
Yeah, Gavin Miller was the closest Saint out there. And pretty fortunate there. Xavier is going to live another down.
Too much air under the ball, but if he had just taken even a little bit off of that throw, that would have been an easy pitch and catch for 6.
So 2nd down and 10, just outside the red zone at the 24-yard line. Stockdale, the tight end, will go and line up left side along with Cam Kramer. Bibler, the lone back. They'll send a man in motion. And here's a handoff. Bibler off the left side. Stiff arm at the 15. Still on his feet. And finally pushed back, but he's going to have another Waverly-Shell first down before Gavin Miller, along with some help from Carson Slaughter, brought him down.
And again, just straight ahead running here with just a little bit of an off counter action to it. And the secondary for Xavier's defense doing a little too much tackling right now for their defensive coordinator.
Right now, Waverly-Shellrock's winning the trenches.
They're coming off low and hard. They got a great angle, and they're pushing the Saints back.
Just outside the 12-yard line, 1st and 10, go Hawks. As Miller and Bodensteiner to the left side. Bibler remains in the backfield, and he'll get it on the sweep to the right side. Good cutback, and then brought down on a nice solo tackle by Ngoma as he brings him down at the 9-yard line after a gain of 3.
You know, I've had a chance to watch this alignment now, Scott, and they're playing a little bit of a numbers game because they've got a tight end and then a stack and a wing back right behind him. And that's almost literally an unbalanced line right there. And they've been running to that, both with full strength and the counter back to that. So it's kind of a deal that Xavier's going to have to decide if are they going to do any shifting, are they going to do any realignment? We'll take a look.
Gain of 3, 2nd down, a little more than 7. Long drive to start the game, a sustained one for Waverly-Shellrock. Hubbard in the gun, and he'll give it to Bibler. Double handoff, and Xavier was right there waiting for it as they got it to Cam Kramer, and he's only going to pick up about a yard. The Saints sniffed that one out right away. So a 3rd down upcoming for Waverly-Shellrock. This would be a win for the Xavier defense and Jim O'Connell if they can hold them to a field goal.
3rd down and goal from the 6-yard line of Xavier.
No score, 6:41, clock rolling here in the first quarter. 2 receivers out to the left side, play clock down to 8. Kramer starts in motion, sets up shop on the left side. Here's Hubbard, rolls out to the left, throws for the end zone, overshot Bodensteiner, incomplete. Well, bend but don't break for Jim O'Connell's defense.
Absolutely right. The way they marched down the field there to keep them from getting in the end zone and force the field goal upcoming here.
It's going to be a sophomore, Gavin Bachholt, coming out for the field goal attempt. They'll put the tee down on the 15. It'll be a 25-yard attempt from the middle of the field. Late substitution coming in for Waverly-Shellrock. Now they are set for the first points of the year. Good snap, plays down, kick on its way, and it is no good. He hooked it left.
And he had some pressure coming right up the middle there. One of the Saints just came through like he was almost untouched, and that's the cardinal sin for linemen that are blocking on a field goal attempt.
So Waverly-Shellrock with over 5 minutes of possession there. 5 minutes and 39 seconds to be exact, and they come up empty. And now we will see Cash Parks, the sophomore quarterback, come out for his first starting snap for the Xavier Saints. That familiar I formation for Xavier on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line after the missed field goal. Parks on the handoff, second back through, and getting about 5 off the right side was Carter Hoffman. Hoffman, last year a wideout, he's moved to the tailback spot this year. And he had a terrific sophomore campaign for Xavier. Last year as a wideout caught 36 passes for 6 touchdowns and averaged 15 yards a catch. Morio right now in there for Schimberg as the fullback. They'll go with the fullback left this time, and they'll run it behind him, and a big hit. Hoffman hit hard after a gain of a couple. And coming up to put the wrap on him was Ethan Bibler, one of those guys going both ways.
Nice kick out block there by the aforementioned fullback Morio, but the linebacking crew for Waverly just converged after that. And now we've got a Go Hawk down.
Yep. Waverly-Shellrock, and that's Bibler.
Now that hit he laid on, that was a ferocious tattoo. It looks like he might be a little shook up.
Might have got one of those stingers. Have to wait and see.
Now, this is not a cramping situation. This is as a result of that hit.
Yeah, Coach Hubbard coming out, and the Waverly-Shell Rock attendants out there as well, their medical staff. No score, 5:32 to play here in the opening quarter. Again, our first half brought to you by Spinal Corrective Center in the River Ridge Executive Park on the northeast side of Cedar Rapids. Bibler is up, and he's going to walk off under his own power. So a 3rd and 3 coming up for Xavier. They'll have it on the near side hash mark, needing to get to just about the 30-yard line. And if Bibler can't go, you got to remember that's a blow offensively and defensively.
Walking off very slowly, but under his own power, to be sure. I think he's going to be just fine.
3rd, a little more than 3 coming up for the Saints. A.J. Evans will line up in the tight end position to the right. They'll go trips that way. One setback next to Cash Parks. He'll get the snap. Parks on the keeper. Going to cut it up and going to be close to a first down. And I think second effort might have got it.
Boy, the way the line judge is coming in, it is going to be very close.
Waverly-Shell Rock thinks they're short. No, he did not get a good spot.
Oh, that's not a good spot. That is not going to be conversion.
Now.
And when you're at your own 30, boy, that's really rolling the dice if you're going to try a sneak there.
Looks, well, are they going to bring the sticks in? I think he's short myself, and they are going to measure.
That'll give Dwayne Schulte a little time to think if he wants to roll the dice.
Be awful early to do
sure
it
would.
with your sophomore
on your own 30.
They'll stretch the chains out, and we shall see. Sure looks short to us.
And here's the stretch.
Yeah, he's short by about 3 inches. Well,
everybody's looking to the sideline to see what Coach Schulte wants to do. And I don't see any punt crew coming in.
I do not.
He's going for it.
Yes, he is. Surprised?
A little bit with the first game of the season on your own 30, a sophomore quarterback. A bad snap right here could be catastrophe.
Center.
I'm not questioning him. He knows what his guys are capable of. And now he's talking with the line judge down there about something that he's not real happy about.
Yeah, the quarterback Cash Parks is coming back in there.
Might just see a hard count now. Who knows? A lot of times they see if they can draw the defense off, Scott.
4th down at about 3 inches. Under center is Parks calling signals. And he's going to keep it. And, ooh, it's close, but he think he got it.
I think that'll be enough.
I think he got it. Yep, they're signaling first down.
That couple of inches they were short is about what he got to convert.
Xavier.
So good job on the snap there. Quarterback and center, good job, good push. And, boy, you don't want to give that ball right back to Waverly the way their first drive was going down the field.
So 1st and 10, and you think the blood was pumping a little bit for the youngster? So. Aiden Miller will come out to the left side. They'll put 2 that way on 1st down and 10. No score. 4:33 to play here in the opening quarter from Xavier. Here's the toss to Hoffman, and he gets tripped up right away. Coming up to make the stop for Waverly-Shell Rock was Sam Wilson, the corner.
Yeah, some good seal blocks there to allow the possibility of getting the corner turned on that toss sweep. But the cornerback for Waverly came up so quick and a shoestring tackle.
Loss of a couple as substitutions coming in for Xavier. As Sam Look will come in, backup wide receiver. 2nd down at 12. We'll see if Xavier puts it in the air for the first time with Cash Parks. Twins left, twins right. They'll go with the spread look here. Down to 8 on the play clock. Parks, short drop, now a deep drop, setting up the middle screen and nothing doing.
Oh, another big loss.
That got swallowed up immediately.
He was lucky he even was able to bring that into the breadbasket. There were at least 3 jerseys wearing white that enveloped and smothered him.
Mason Henricks, 6'7" junior, almost made the catch. And that's going to be a loss of about 4. And a big 3rd down coming up for Xavier. 3rd down at about 17. Hoffman again, as we mentioned, a wide receiver a year ago, and I think they're going to use him out of the backfield catching that ball quite a bit. Four receivers in for Xavier on 3rd and long. Parks being pressured. Blitz coming. Rolls right. Throws short. Caught by Kelly. Going to be way shy of the first down, though. Across the 30 and got out to the 33-yard line. But a little bit more breathing room for the Xavier punter.
Parks sprinting out to his right, and the rundown was coming from behind. Got rid of it just before the tomahawk chalk was about ready to hit him from the shoulder pads.
So the Saints get a first down, then they will punt it away. Aiden Miller will stay in there to punt it. And back deep again, that freshman for Waverly-Shell, Jaden Stevens. As they'll put doubles back there. Good snap, no rush. Miller, a wobbler, and that will go to the far side. And not a great punt. And we'll see where they will mark it here. And it's going to be at about the 47-yard line. So that's only going to be about a 20-yard punt. 2:18 to play. First quarter, no score between two top 10s in Class 4A.
Well, now we're looking in the Waverly huddle to see if number 3 Bibler is back out there. And they're tightly clustered right now, so we can't see, but they're breaking. And yes, Bibler is back in.
They did move it back to the 42-yard line, so give them 25 yards on the punt. First and 10, go Hawks. Wide side of the field to the right. Hubbard on the handoff. Bibler broke a tackle, 45, and gets to about the 46-yard line. As a couple of Saints come up there to make the stop. As leading the charge that time defensively, Zach Borcherding. He's another sophomore, 6'1", 210-pounder. Got a lot of new faces for Xavier. Already the 6th carry for Ethan Bibler. They'll stack twins on the bottom here to the right. On 2nd down and 6, high snap. Bibler on the handoff. Again, probes that left side and brought down by Bo Morio after a short gain. Couple sophomores in there right now for the Saints and Jim O'Connell.
Still have not seen Schimberg back out, I don't think, have we?
No, we haven't. Not on offense or defense.
Yeah, Morio's going to pull double duty at fullback and linebacker.
Jack Stevenson and Morio right in the middle right now. 3rd down for Waverly-Shell. So come up on a minute to play here in the first quarter, as we are scoreless between the Go Hawks and the Saints. Play clock down to 7. Hubbard in the shotgun, back to throw. Has time, throws middle and threw it behind his intended receiver. Incomplete, trying to get it out there to Nathan Miller. Good defense put up there by Gavin Miller.
Yeah, nice pressure there. Hubbard, the Waverly quarterback, had to get rid of that much sooner than he wanted to.
So a 3 and out. First one of the night for Waverly-Shell. And they will bring in, or keep in, Cam Kramer to punt it away.
And Scott, here's our first wall return of the year, setting up a possibility.
Oh, you love watching Xavier. Kelly and Hoffman will drop to get this punt. Twin safeties at about the 12-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 48. Good snap back, no pressure. Kramer, end-over-end kick.
Yeah, they're out of bounds. They're not going to let Xavier have the chance to set that wall return up. It's too deadly.
How many times have we seen it?
Well, Waverly-Shell coach Mark Hubbard, he has been around the block a few times. He's been their head man since 2007. He's in his 18th year. He knows what's coming when you play Xavier, Scott.
32-yard punt, and of course no return as it goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 Xavier at the 20-yard line once again. That's where they've started both of their drives so far in the ball game. It'll be Parks under center this time. Tight formation, and on the counter give, nothing doing for Hoffman. Might have lost a yard, as knifing in there for Waverly-Shell and making the stop on that defensive line was Xander Wiedemeyer.
Slow developing play on the counter, fake to the right and then back to the left, but the hole just never had a chance to develop there.
Could be the final play of quarter number 1 coming up here from Saints Field. Number 7 Xavier, number 9 Waverly-Shell. No score. One setback Four-man front for the Go-Hawks. Parks this time in the shotgun, gets the snap. Rush coming and throws the quick out, and Hoffman wasn't ready for it, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, maybe a little miscommunication there on what that route was supposed to be, because Hoffman was running the go pattern, and the ball was thrown on kind of a little hook curl type of situation.
And he had to get rid of it because there was blitzers coming.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pressure, and it's mainly from the linebackers, because this is a three-man front defensively for Waverly-Shell Rock. So you're going to have a lot of those hybrid men, if I think they like to call them in there, that are going to be coming from the outside.
Final play, 3 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and a 3rd down at 12 for Xavier. Again, here comes the blitz for the far side. Parks under pressure, and down he goes. Ball comes out, picked up by one of the linemen, and Ngoma trying to spin his way toward the first down, but it's going to be way short.
Yeah, Parks did cough that up on the way down.
Ngoma will get a couple, and that's going to take us officially to the end of the first quarter as Xavier will get ready to punt the football. After one, Xavier nothing, Waverly-Shell Rock nothing. Back to Saints Field after this as you're listening to high school football on opening night from CRM Live Sports.
No matter where you are in life, Hills Bank is here to help you succeed. Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hills Bank for the support you need to reach your goals. It's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member. Are you looking for one unique workout location that combines everything you're looking for? The House of Iron is redefining the Cedar Rapids area fitness landscape. House of Iron isn't just another gym. It's a sanctuary for anyone seeking to transform their life through physical and mental well-being. Sporting state-of-the-art equipment and hexagonal lighting, not only is the space illuminated with a sense of energy and purpose, you will be too. Take advantage of other amenities like a cold plunge, a sauna, ultra-modern locker room, showers, and coming soon, a picture and posing room, and more. House of Iron offers monthly memberships as well as personal training sessions for people of all ages and ability. Whether you're a seasoned fitness enthusiast or just beginning your wellness adventure, House of Iron promises to be more than just a gym. It's a beacon of hope, positivity, and vitality. And opening soon, a second location in the historic World Theater building of downtown Cedar Rapids.
Good to have our folks as a new name, House of Iron, John. So
one location on the southwest side right now, and it's soon to be a second one in downtown.
One score, first quarter on the Emils Hideaway scoreboard. The new era of Washington Warrior football, 13-12 Hempstead leading Wash right now, late in the first quarter. Xavier to punt on 4th down in a bundle here. As Miller will get it away, this time angling to the near side. Better kick. Bodensteiner makes the catch at his own 46, breaks one tackle, and then brought down. Good special teams. Aiden Miller kicked it. Gavin Miller made the tackle.
It's Miller time.
It is.
I've been waiting to say that all day, Scott.
32-yard punt and a return of about 1.
3 Millers starting for Xavier tonight, and 2 of them related.
And with that,
Cousins.
we'd like to thank Tom Miller at Schumacher Carpets and More for coming on board as our sponsor of our Player of the Game award this year. He said, whenever you get in doubt tonight, just say Miller.
That's right.
And you probably got a pretty good chance of being right.
I've tried that ploy before, and it doesn't work. Somebody's always listening and comes up and corrects me.
From the 48-yard line, first down. Again, good field position. Hubbard on the fake and a keep, and he got back to the line of scrimmage. Ngoma was there, also getting up off the bottom of the pile. Carson Slaughter, 5'10", 170-pound senior linebacker.
Yeah, that quarterback keep worked really well on the last possession for Waverly, but the Saints have had a chance to see it now, and they're adapting quickly to it.
First down run did not yield anything. So it's 2nd down and 10. Only scoring opportunity was Waverly-Shell Rock with a field goal attempt that was missed from 25 yards out. 2nd and 10, Cam Kramer will line up in the slot right. Bibler the lone back. Hubbard will get it, looks left, being pressured, rolls right, is going to keep it. Little fake at the 50 and gets into Saint territory down to the Xavier 46-yard line. As he's going to go for 7.
game moving right along, Scott.
Jack Stevenson made the stop. Leading returning tackler, he had 42 a year ago. Cohen Honkamp, another one of the co-captains, with 13.5 tackles. They were the top 2 guys returning for Xavier. 1 out of 3 so far on third down tries for Waverly-Shell Rock. This is a 3rd down and 4 from the Xavier 46. 10:20 to play first half, no score. Saints showing a blitz and off the fake. Hubbard back to throw. Backpedaling. Throws deep down the middle of the field and incomplete. Right between Bodensteiner and Kramer. And it'll be a 4th down. Been a clean game for opening night here, John.
Really has. We haven't seen that hanky much on the field at all.
Fine by me. Second straight 3 and out for Waverly-Shell Rock. 2 of 6 so far is Wesley Hubbard.
Well, we'll see if they punt this out of bounds again. It's on the far hash. Generally, the Saints like to set it up to the wide side of the field, which would be the home side in this case.
Cam Kramer to punt it away. Saints will send 2 safeties back to the 10. High snap brought down, no rush. Takes his time, and coming up to make the fair catch on an angled punt. Over there was Kelly at the 20-yard line. 3 possessions all at the 20-yard line for Xavier. You don't see that very often. 10:03 to play, and this has turned into a defensive stalemate here so far. I know you like those. Being
it's old school. There's no doubt about that.
Being a former defensive coordinator, you love that.
Well, Jim O'Connell's not enjoying that first drive that they had down there to the 6-yard line of Xavier, and then the 25-yard field goal missed attempt. But other than that, all systems go.
Evans lines up tight end left, 2 receivers out to the right. And they'll run it out of the I formation. Back to throw is Parks. He'll throw deep middle into double coverage and overshot everyone. Was going for Kelly. Couple of people back there for Waverly-Shell Rock on defense, including the freshman Stevens.
Yeah, just blanket coverage there by a couple of white shirts, and he had to just put as much air under that as he could so that nobody could get it.
2nd down and 10. And Waverly-Shell Rock on the drive that they missed the field goal, the 25-yarder, they were getting big chunks on first down. Other than that, first down has not been kind in the last several drives to either team. 2nd down, offset I. Parks rolling to the right, going to throw it again. Lobs it upfield to the sideline. Heck of a catch by Kelly. Tightropes the sideline and goes out of bounds across the 40 and at the 41-yard line.
Boy, that was almost a circus catch there. Hands in front of his face. He's running across the field as hard as he can, just about ready to go out of bounds, and still found a way to get a hand on it and pull it in.
Gain of 21 and a Xavier first down.
And that gets him out of the hole.
Certainly does. 1st and 10, Xavier, 41-yard line on their best offensive play of the night so far. I formation for the Saints behind Parks. Hoffman tail the tandem. Long count, turn, handoff. Hoffman off the left side and lowers his shoulder. And it's going to get close to the 45-yard line. As getting up off the bottom of the pile. That time, making the tackle, Xander Wiedemeyer for Waverly-Shell Rock.
Now these linebackers for the Go Hawks, they play downhill and they want to come up and get in your grill as fast as they can. This is a good linebacking crew for Waverly.
2nd down, Dustin Cook in there. Looks like as the fullback now for Xavier. He's another sophomore. 2nd down and 6, they'll fake it to him. They will run the option, late pitch to Hoffman, and he's run out of bounds. He's going to have enough for the first down.
That's right. Kind of a delayed fake on the handoff there to the fullback and into the short side of the field. He didn't have a lot of room there to get that good cushion that you like to have on the quarterback and tailback pitch relationship, but it worked nonetheless.
You were waiting to see the option come out.
Well, and it's with Dwayne, it's always a question, is it going to be dive option or speed option?
1st and 10 into Waverly territory at the Go Hawk 47. This time, Parks will hand it off, and the young sophomore will take it. for Dustin Cook, his first carry of the year and probably of his varsity career. Will go for 1.
Yeah, Cook got the handoff there and then had his feet taken out from him right there at the line of scrimmage.
Beautiful night for football. Sun setting beyond the bleachers on the Waverly-Shell Rock side. We got a darn near full house tonight here for the opener. 2nd down and 9 for Xavier in this scoreless game. Here in the 2nd quarter, long count, off the fake, Parks to throw, hit as he throws far side, leaping catch Miller, 30, 25, and tripped up as he gets down to the Waverly-Shell Rock 22-yard line. A little moxie from the sophomore and a late flag on the far side.
Yeah, Parks stood tall on that, and as soon as he delivered the ball downfield, he paid the price and was planted firmly on his backside.
But he hung in there.
He did.
See what the penalty's about. Going to be a block in the back, though, against Xavier. So we'll see if it's enough for the first down, and it will be. They will move the chains.
Yeah, that takes it back 10, and that still will be enough for the first down. Xavier's deepest penetration into Waverly territory so far in this first half.
Heck of a throw and a good catch by Aiden Miller.
He had some decent coverage in there and had to go up and get it.
It will still be a first down, even with the 10-yard mark off, as we come up on 8 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll have our Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show for you coming up at the break. Hoffman out of the backfield this time. He'll go wide left, 2 receivers to the right side, and Parks to throw. Deep drop, lobs the middle of the field, going for Kelly, and overshot him, incomplete. Had a step on the freshman Stevens. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Just a little too much air under it.
Well, since that first drive for Xavier, we have seen the ball in the air a lot.
Was that Reggie calling those then?
It could well be, but I'll tell you this, when you're a sophomore starting and a quarterback for the first time on varsity, I mean, talk about growing up in a hurry. I think Cash Parks, he's getting his chance tonight.
Certainly is, and doing a good job so far. 2nd down and 10. Not running out of the eye this time. Fake to Hoffman. Parks rolling to the right side. Guns it upfield and broken up and almost picked by Stevens. And it'll be a 3rd and 10 coming up for Xavier. How about this? 2nd quarter. Already Liberty 35, Iowa City West 26 in the 2nd quarter.
They dropped down to 8-player.
Crazy stuff going on down there in Iowa City, in North Liberty, actually. West is not going to have any problem scoring points with Jack Wallace.
When you've got a 4-year stalwart at quarterback.
Liberty with the new coaching staff, too. 3rd and 10. Xavier needs the 24-yard line of Waverly-Shell Rock. Parks, the throwback screen, man wide open. Hoffman with a catch, first down, 20 to the 15, and Bonesteiner shoves him out of bounds at the WSR 14. Little throwback screen worked perfect.
That was some good coaching from the press box down to the play calling on the field. They saw an opening there, and again, Scott, we're seeing a little bit of a shift action there, and they went completely on a bootleg type action back to the far side of the field, wide open Saint receiver.
1st and 10 in the red zone for Xavier. Scoreless game, 7:35 to play here in the first half. Hoffman again out of the backfield. Cook the lone setback. A.J. Evans lining up tight end right. Still 12 on the play clock. Parks, the sophomore under center, going to fake the option, and he'll keep it. Goes to the left side, got popped, but he got pretty good yardage inside the 10 down to the Go Hawk 8.
Nice job of breaking a tackle after he faked that handoff. Could have easily been stopped for no gain on that, but picked up another 6 yards by that breaking that initial tackle.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Parks does not look like a sophomore, does he?
No.
He's a young man.
6'1", 190.
Like I say, Scott, he wears his pads well.
2nd and 4. Xavier looking to crack the scoreboard here in this scoreless tilt. 7:29 to play in the opening half. Tight formation. Long count. Parks will again hand it off to Cook this time, and he'll take it close to a first down, and I think he's got it to the 4-yard line on the little dive. And that will move the chains. First and goal, Xavier.
They are inside and threatening. How about Mr. Cook, the number 3 fullback in there? He's getting after it for the Saints right now.
Yes, he is.
When you talk about you better be ready no matter what you are in the pecking order, he's a good example.
First and goal for Xavier. Hoffman will go back to his tailback spot. First and goal just outside the 4-yard line. Wide side of the field to the right side. And again, they'll run that option dive, and Cook takes it down to about the 2-yard line. So he'll get half of it.
You give the Saints 3 on that fullback dive, and they're going to do it to you all night.
And it'll be second down and goal. Gavin Stockdale on the stop that time for Waverly-Shell Rock. Second down and goal inside the 2-yard line. Stevenson coming out. They went 2 tight ends that time. And they'll go back to the 1 tight end look. They'll stack the receivers to the right side. Parks under center in the eye. Dive, and now pitches it out to Hoffman, who walks in for the touchdown. Set up that pitch with the dive and take it in with Hoffman.
It's a little scary there for a second because he had a long ride on that fake to the fullback there, and I think he had a little trouble pulling it out, actually, Scott, because he had to deliver that pitch a little quicker than he wanted to. And yet, they had so outflanked the Go-Hawk defense that it was just a stroll into the end zone for Hoffman.
3-minute, 45-second drive. Vasquez with the extra point, and it is up and good. Xavier on the board first. Saints 7, Waverly-Shell Rock nothing. Back with a kickoff after this. You're listening to high school football here on CRM Live Sports.
Laborers International Union of North America Local 43 is proud to be supporting high school sports. From individual members involved in coaching sports at many different levels to being fans, Local 43 is involved with our young people in the area. Members of Local 43 work in the construction building trades and heavy highway industries and are trained in environmental remediation as well as pipeline work. Local 43 is always seeking new members. LIUNA offers world-class training and education to start a safe career. Information is available at local43.org. Whether you need long-term care or short-term rehabilitation for your elder, one visit to Westridge Care Center and you'll see what has made them one of the finest nursing care facilities in the area since 1992. At Westridge Care Center, our #1 priority is to make all loved ones in our care safe and healthy. Westridge Care Center implements the Eden philosophy to reflect an environment of living as a habitat for humans instead of a place of frailty and waiting. Call 390-3367 to arrange a tour of their privately owned single-entity facility with private rooms with all the amenities. Westridge Care Center, 3131 F Avenue Northwest, Cedar Rapids, and online at westridgecarecenter.com.
Xavier dents the scoreboard first on a 2-yard run by Carter Hoffman, as Vasquez will get ready to kick it away from left to right. High kick, but a short kick, and this will be Stevens at the 9-yard line. Up the hash mark to the 20, to the 25, and brought down as he gets to about the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. Special teams tackled by Jayden DeHoos, a junior. Dane DeHaas, I beg your pardon. Jefferson on top, 6-0 over Muscatine over at Kingston tonight. 20-13, Hempstead leads Wash in the Emils Hideaway scoreboard. Stevens with a 20-yard return. And it'll be first down for the Go-Hawks. Hubbard on the inside, handoff, Bibler right up the middle, big opening, 40-45, and he runs hard to the 46-yard line.
He was not touched until he had gone 15 yards straight down the middle of the field. I mean, untouched.
He looked angry.
That hole had to be gaping.
Gain of 17 and a Waverly-Shell Rock first down. Bomorio from his linebacker spot. The sophomore brought him down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for Waverly-Shell Rock. Hubbard in the gun, and he'll hand it off. Same play to Bibler, and this time corralled right away. As looked to be Xander Armstrong that grabbed him by the shoe tops and brought him down right at the point of attack.
Yeah, that was a very good job by the defensive line for Xavier of staying low and in some cases just making a big pile in there that there was nowhere for the running back to go.
Also on the Emil Hideaway scoreboard, Dowling 7, Kennedy nothing. And was that second quarter or first quarter?
I think that was second.
Okay. Playing over at Valley Stadium tonight in West Des Moines. 2nd down and 10. 7-0 Xavier, 5:12 to play first half. Saints showing blitz. Man in motion to the right side, and handoff Bibler up the middle, and he gets steamrolled. Got close to midfield, got to the 49-yard line, and then a big blue shirt came in and just mopped him up. And that was Morio.
He gave the old whiplash there. And that's just a sophomore, folks, and you are going to hear his name so much over the next 3 years. And then there's 2 more brothers right on his heels.
Well, Daddy was a pretty good linebacker, too.
Well, Mom and Dad are both surgeons, so there's a lot going on between the ears in that family, too.
3rd down at 7. Waverly-Shell Rock, 1 out of 4 so far on 3rd down tries. They got a 3rd down at 7 here from the 49-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Hubbard rolls to the right side and is going to run, trying to get to the far sideline, leaps. Ooh, and got popped by Morio, but I think he's got the 1st down. He went airborne.
Don't jump in the air unless you are ready to get tattooed, young man.
Got 9, and he got the 1st down for Waverly-Shell Rock. 4 carries for 25 yards now for Wesley Hubbard. And he'll move the sticks to the Saint 42-yard line. As nightfall is taken over here at Saints Field. Wide side of the field to the left, slot right. They'll send a man in motion. Bibler off the right side, 40, and close to the 35. As he'll get down to the 37-yard line for a pickup of 5, maybe 6.
Just quick hitters straight ahead through the air of the B gap. I mean, there's nothing fancy here. They've got a lot of misdirection going on to try and serve as decoys. But when they send Bibler right up the middle, I mean, it's a quick hitter each time.
A lot of smoking mirrors at the start.
For sure.
Give him 5, 2nd down and 5. So we're going to 4 minutes to play here. It is senior night, and that's a Dwayne Schulte staple. Always has senior night, first night of the year, first home game. They'll stack twins to the left side, and same play, Bibler off that right side, moves the pile, and looks like he's going to have the 1st down. So he'll take it for about 5 before Jack Stevenson could bring him down, along with another Saint slow to get up. That is Stevenson. And Xander Armstrong.
And we've got a Go Hawk down here on a knee as the coaching staff converges on him on their sideline.
That looks to be Charlie Kramer, number 2.
Yeah, he just kind of buckled down to a knee there, and he's walking off under his own power. Hard-hitting action here tonight. Both these teams bringing the leather.
Yeah, they are. So both teams going over to their sidelines. Jim O'Connell talking with his Xavier defense. And hey, what's new? Jim O'Connell's defense has a goose egg with 3:21 to play in the first half.
Yeah, that first drive that they allowed the Saints or the Go Hawks to get down to the 6-yard line and then forced the missed 25-yard field goal attempt. They dodged a bullet there, to be sure.
1st down, 10 at the Xavier 32. They'll break the huddle and send Garrick Tibbetts out to the far right side. Bodensteiner to the left. And off the handoff, here comes Bibler off that right side. That crossbuck action gets inside the 30 and all the way down to the 26. When Waverly-Shell Rock has been successful tonight, it's been 1st downs, giving them short 2nd down and 3rd downs. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. 7-0 Xavier on the Carter Hoffman 2-yard run. That's been the only scoring of the first half. Tibbetts out to the left side. On the 2nd down and 4. He'll come in motion left to right. And they'll give it to him on the jet sweep. Trying to get to the corner and does. And gets inside the 20 and he'll have a Go Hawk first down to the 18. As he will go for 8.
In your search to locate a
Don't hit that button.
A lot of short runs into the boundary right now on that short side of the field for Waverly-Shell Rock. And again, with that wingback out there, they've got a little bit of a one-man numbers advantage blocking-wise.
And trying to run that way the entire first half behind their big 260-pound right tackle as well. 1st and 10 in the red zone at the 18. They'll do it again. Bibler starts right, cuts to the middle, gets about 3 to the 15-yard line. As Ngoma on the stop for Xavier. Morio helping out as well. Well, last year, Bibler ran it 165 times, so he's used to toting the mail.
No, he's durable, there's no doubt. I mean, he's been taking a licking in there, and he just keeps coming up.
Both teams with their full allotment of timeouts as we're down to 1:40 to play here in the half. 7-0 Xavier. Hubbard back to throw. Being flushed. Rolls to the right side. Throws sideline and incomplete. Catch made but out of bounds by Camp Kramer. And it'll be 3rd down coming up, and that's 5 straight incompletions for Wesley Hubbard.
Little surprised that they're throwing on that down because they're having their way right now with positive yardage running the ball. I wouldn't think they'd want to waste a down on a possible incompletion at this point.
3rd down, little more than 8 as Hubbard went over to the sideline to talk to his dad. Camp Kramer will line up slot right. Play clock down to 5. They're going to have to hurry. They'll set it up. Tibbetts will go in motion. They'll fake it. Now Hubbard will take it up the middle. Kicks it to the outside. Got a block flag down. And he's going to be well shy of the first down at the 12-yard line. I think there might have been a block in the back on Waverly-Shell Rock. We'll see.
Yeah, this flag came in from behind where the blockers were trying to set up the play extension there, because when Wesley Hubbard, the quarterback for Waverly-Shell Rock, broke off that play, he had to completely change course, go to the opposite side.
Jack Downey with a good play, staying home back there. It is going to be a hold on Waverly-Shell Rock. And now the far side official blowing his whistle, and he comes flying in. What do you think? If you're Dwayne, do you push him back a little bit more? Give him another down?
Yeah, this is a tough decision right here.
And now we got a
dead ball.
Unsportsmanlike.
Little extracurricular activity after that.
The Waverly-Shell Rock sideline.
Well, that'll be added on, won't it?
Oh, not a good time for the Go Hawks to get their first 2 penalties of the night.
Yeah, that takes the decision away from Coach Schulte. They're going to mark that off and then mark the second one off on top of it. Ouch.
Well,
if you're a Waverly-Shell Rock fan, that just took you out of scoring position.
Yeah, because now Waverly-Shell Rock back on the 38-yard line with 1:21 and a 3rd down, and from here to Covington. From the 38-yard line, they got to get down to the 8. So this is a 3rd and 30 coming up for the Go Hawks.
Yeah, they want to convert. They've got to get down inside the 7-yard line.
See how Xavier defensively, they're going to drop Cohen Honkamp back. Kind of a playing center field back there. 3rd down and a ton. Hubbard in the shotgun. And now we got another penalty flag.
And getting a little chippy in the line right now, too.
And we're going to have a false start on Waverly-Shell Rock. So this has gone, every time the Go Hawks have gotten into the red zone, they've self-destructed tonight.
Well, Waverly certainly has lived on the Xavier half of the field on each of their 4 possessions tonight, and yet they have no points on the board. Saints up 7-0.
So how about 3rd and 35?
As the clock is ticking now, we go under a minute in this first half.
Xavier not electing to take a timeout either. Down to 50 seconds, down to 49 seconds, 5-4 on the play clock. Go Hawks, will get it off, and Hubbard looks left, back to throw, rolls to the right side, being chased, throws middle of the field, caught at the 30. And Bodensteiner breaking a couple tackles, still on his feet, and Honkamp brings him down at the 27-yard line.
And we've got another Go Hawk down as the players are signaling in a hurry for somebody to come out from their sideline.
Oh, that's our big right tackle, Witherell.
Yeah, and he's holding his right knee and unfortunately is in a lot of pain.
260-pound senior right tackle for Waverly-Shell. And, yeah, he went down in a hurry.
You know, whenever you see teammates motioning to their sideline to hurry up and get somebody out there, that's never a positive thing.
Let's take a break. We got 28 seconds to play in the first half. 7-0 Xavier. We'll be back after this on CRM Live Sports.
At Hunt Graphic Innovations, it's the personal touch that counts. If you're serious about creating an eye-catching website or need assistance in graphic design for print, newsletters, posters, signs, or banners, Hunt Graphic Innovations has the experience to help get the job done. With personal attention and competitive pricing, discover the difference Hunt Graphic Innovations can make for you. End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best-tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lyndale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee for more details.
Back with you here at Saints Field, and the injured Caden Witherell going off, being helped by a trainer under each arm, not putting any weight on that right leg. They are going to try a field goal. Going to be a 43-yard attempt by the sophomore Backhol from the near side hash. Good snap. The kick on its way, has the distance, but he pulled it left, no good. Pretty good leg for the sophomore.
Second time that he's been given the keys and not come through. Had plenty of leg, but just off to the left.
Missed 43-yard field goal to go along with a missed 25-yard field goal. 11 seconds to play here in the half, and
so guess what yard line the Saints will take over again?
on the 20.
4th possession now from their own 20 with 11 seconds left to play in this first half.
All 4 of them have been on the 20-yard line.
All 4.
And Xavier's just going to take a knee, and Parks and the Saints will head off to the locker room with a 7-0 lead in this one. Xavier scoring on a Carter Hoffman 2-yard run on the pitch on the option. That's the scoring in the first half. It's Xavier 7 and Waverly-Shell nothing. And we will come back with the Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show for you from Saints Field right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Your search for healthy, fast casual in the downtown is over. Whether it's a quick bite you're looking for or a freshly made smoothie, Stack Wellness Cafe has expanded healthy eating in downtown Cedar Rapids. Business professionals as well as gym goers are singing the praises of our freshly made wraps and breakfast bowls, while the smoothie lover can choose from a variety of nutritious fruit and protein options, including your choice of adding the newest frontline supplements. For a fast, healthy, and convenient downtown option, look no further than Stack Wellness Cafe. Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Wollner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids. Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org. Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com.
Welcome back on the Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show to Saints Field. Scott Unash, John Hegarty back with you. And our halftime score, Xavier, 7-0 lead over Waverly-Shell on a Carter Hoffman 2-yard run. Big thanks to Gary Ficken, his entire great staff at Bim Ritter, downtown Cedar Rapids, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast. You need screen printing or embroidery for your company or special event, give them a call at 364-3479 or just go to their website. They got great stuff there. They are at bimritter.com. Defensive first half. Xavier had one drive that yielded 7 points. Waverly-Shell missed 2 field goals, and that's the difference.
Had to go to the length of the field, too, to do it, but did a great job of converting once they got down there. And that's the difference, because if you take a look at the stats, 4 possessions for Waverly-Shell they were in Xavier territory in each case. And so they've down there, they've had 2 field goal attempts that were missed. So Xavier right now, you know, the old bend but not break you were talking about in the pregame, that's what's going on.
That is what's going on. As we mentioned, Carter Hoffman with that 2-yard run with 6:18 to play in the second quarter. Vasquez with the extra point, and that is it as far as our scoring in the first half is concerned. And I feel very vindicated because my stats are pretty close to Jeff Linder's stats.
Well, between the two of you guys, you know, that's not your first rodeo, either one of you. Between
the two of us, I dare say we probably have over 60 years of doing this, but we wouldn't have anything else to do on a Friday night, that's for sure. And you can read his article coming up later on tonight online, and then, of course, at thegazette.com. Let's take a look at the first half stats in this one. Total yardage for Waverly-Shell they have an advantage, 142-97.
Yeah, it feels like that, too, if you're sitting here watching it.
And Waverly-Shell most of that on the ground, 114 yards on the ground. Ethan Bibler in that first half, 14 carries for 80 yards. Wesley Hubbard has carried it 4 times for 25 yards. Tibbetts had 1 carry for a total of 8 yards in the first half. 3 for 8 through the airwaves for Hubbard for 28 yards, and all 3 have been to Bodensteiner, all 3 of the receptions. As I mentioned, Hubbard, a 3 of 8 first half for him. First downs, Waverly-Shell Rock with 8, 3 penalties for 30 yards, including a personal foul that really thwarted them when they were down in the red zone late in that first half. Xavier, I've got him for 97 total yards in the first half, 32 on the ground, 65 through the air. Pretty good first half for Cash Parks, I would say.
Absolutely.
I think the sophomore in his first varsity start graded out well. 5 of 9 for 65 yards passing. Miller has caught 1 for 20. Kelly has caught 2 for 29, and Carter Hoffman has caught 2 for 16. Carter Hoffman on the ground, 7 carries for 18 yards. Parks, 4 carries for 8, and Cook, 3 carries for a total of 8. Xavier with 6 first downs in the first half, 1 penalty for 10 yards. So far, third down conversions, 1 for 4 for Xavier, 2 for 6 in the first half for Waverly-Shell Rock. Xavier is 1 for 1 on fourth downs, and this is a very un-Xavier stat. Time of possession, 15 minutes, 4 seconds for Waverly-Shell Rock to 8:56 for Xavier. That's usually turned around for the Saints.
And again, you look at the scoreboard, Xavier's up 7-0, but in terms of those stats, all the way across the board that you just gave, Scott, including time of possession, it's just a totally different game than the scoreboard.
And Waverly-Shell Rock right now with a couple of scoring opportunities that they did not cash in. Kind of ruining that, along with the fact that their big right tackle might be done for the night, too.
You know, and the other part of that we've talked about in the pregame is that with so many of the Go-Hawk players, starters, going both ways, 8 out of the 11, and all, they're not going to get any fresher in the second half going both ways, Scott.
No, they are not. So both teams in the locker rooms making adjustments here, and I think if you're Dwayne Schulte and company, you got to be pretty darn happy. Cash Parks, I think you check that box. Defense in the first drive gave up some yardage, did not give up any points. Since then, they've been pretty darn solid.
Now, let's go back to Cash Parks for a second. Only the second sophomore to ever start at quarterback for Xavier in the history of their school. And he's just standing tall back there. He looks poised. He doesn't panic. He does what he's been coached to do. How many times in that first half did one of the defenders, usually like an outside linebacker or a hybrid or a cornerback, come off the edge and be in his grill as he's about ready to throw the ball, and he just stood tall and delivered? I mean, that's the maturity for a sophomore at quarterback at the 4A level. I mean, that's impressive. But he's passed the test first half here.
How many sophomores have we seen play big parts in this game for Xavier in the first half?
Well, but as we said, I hate to beat a dead horse, but they have to grow up in a hurry. And, you know, this was not the easy opponent to start with here tonight. Waverly-Shell Rock has come out, giving them everything that they can throw at their arsenal at them. And yet, again, the word I come back to right now, Scott, is poised. The Xavier young guys have been poised here. They haven't gotten flustered. They haven't had the hanky on the ground, so they haven't made any mistakes that way. They've more than beyond exceeded my expectations for their first half.
7-0 lead here on the Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show. We'll get you some scores from around the metro and around eastern Iowa coming up here in just a little bit, as it's, of course, week 1 of the Friday night high school football season. And no Thursday nighter again next week. First 2 are just Fridays for us this year. And we get to go back, see if everything's good at the Old Gray Lady next Friday night for what should be a good one, Pleasant Valley and Cedar Rapids Kennedy. They had a barn burner last year.
And I expect nothing less this week. Unless they come back from a 3-score deficit down at Dowling, they're going to be an angry bunch of Cougars that go back home to Kingston Stadium. And Pleasant Valley, a storied team, always one of the best in eastern Iowa here of recent years. And so that should be a humdinger next Friday.
Yeah. So that will be coming up next Friday night for you right here on CRM Live Sports. Halftime score, it is Xavier 7 and Waverly-Shell Rock nothing. And we will come back and we will have more of the Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show for you right after this. You're listening to high school football here on CRM Live Sports.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lyndale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Laborers International Union of North America Local 43 is proud to be supporting high school sports. From individual members involved in coaching sports at many different levels to being fans, Local 43 is involved with our young people in the area. Members of Local 43 work in the construction, building trades, and heavy highway industries and are trained in environmental remediation as well as pipeline work. Local 43 is always seeking new members. LIUNA offers world-class training and education to start a safe career. Information is available at local43.org.
Xavier Marching Band performing here at halftime as Xavier leads at 7-0 in the opener over Waverly-Shell Rock. And some of the scores on the Emil's Hideaway out-of-town scoreboard, again brought to you by Emil's Hideaway. 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids, right across from the Lyndale Mall, open at 4 o'clock. Bring the whole family for a meal or wet your whistle at their fully stocked bar, and online at emilshideaway.com. Interesting scores. Heelan and Carroll Kemper, 2 top 10s. I love, it's kind of like college football, John. This first week of the high school season, you get so many big-time matchups. This is one of them. Heelan leading Kemper 25-8. That's already in the 4th quarter. Benton Community, 34-0 over Vinton Shellsburg. How about that at halftime?
Coach Hadacek coming down to Vinton Shellsburg from a very successful stint at Union, and maybe going to have a little bit of rebuilding there.
Norwalk leading Carlisle 21-7. And yeah, they don't have Mr. Weiskopf, but we knew they were going to be good. 34-10 Williamsburg leading against West Branch in the first half.
If I say the name Race Heitman, does that mean anything?
That guy was a lot of fun last year.
I would dare say that you will probably see him in a Hawkeye uniform, but that guy is a ball player.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Both sides.
And terrific. Some of the other scores, halftime at Kingston, Jefferson on top of Muscatine 13-6 on a couple of Vernon Benda touchdown passes to LJ Nineau and Jermaine Robinson. Also Lisbon in the 3rd quarter leading Durant 17-0. Urbandale leading Indianola, who's a top 10 team, 17-14. That is in the 2nd quarter of play. What else do we have here? Clear Creek and Manna and Marion. 7-3 was CCA on top our last time we got.
The new Lance Peterson initiative.
That's right, and that's, I think, a burgeoning giant down there.
Sleeping giant for sure.
2 top 10s going at it. Mid-Prairie leading Wilton at halftime, that by a score of 14-7. Grundy Center leads Dyke New Hartford in the 4th quarter, 21-7. Yeah, Grundy Center lost Mr. Gordon and others, but they're still pretty good. Mason City leads Marshalltown 26-17. Van Meter at the end of the 3rd quarter leading Underwood 10-7. Those are both dome teams last year. And in the Battle of Ankeny, 3rd quarter, Centennial leading Ankeny 17-10. That's number 1 Ankeny.
Number 1 ranked Ankeny in the Gazette poll.
And they had a ton coming back this year.
But oh boy, you talk about no love lost in that Metro rivalry.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Here it's 7-0 in favor of Xavier as the St. Marching Band concludes their halftime performance. And we will get ready for the 2nd half coming up here in just a little bit. Xavier scoring on the Carter Hoffman 2-yard run on a option pitch. The extra point was good, and that's where we are at the halftime break. 7-0 in favor of the Xavier Saints. Wanted to give a shout out to all our great sponsors for coming back with us there this year. Jersey Mike's, Subs, Spinal Corrective Center, and these in no particular order, John. Ben Ritter Sportswear, our good friend Dr. John Wollner and Epiphany Dermatology. You saw Doc earlier.
Sitting just down to our left.
All right. He said he was going to come up and say hi, so I anticipate that happening. Emel's Hideaway on First Avenue. Plum Supply, Kitchen and Bath. Great to have them back with us as our starting lineup sponsors this year. Westridge Care Center, our post-game show sponsor. Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance. Carpenters Local 308, a big thanks to Bob Dobeck. Had a chance to golf with him at the JAG outing.
One of my former football players.
That's right. And that was a few weeks back over at Ellis. As well as Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council. As well as Labor's International Union of North America Local 43. Thanks to Danny and that group. Hills Bank and Trust, big-time sponsor. A new one and a former Jayhawk.
That's right.
With Kava House down at Swisher. I can't wait to get there.
Oh, you'll love it. Co-college All-American receiver.
John Reif.
John Reif, that's right. And his wife, Sean.
Stack Wellness Cafe. Good to have them on, along with Roscoe's Pizza, House of Iron, our new player of the game sponsor, Schumacher Carpets and more. And, of course, Todd Hunt at Hunt Graphics. And, yeah, man, great to have all those people. We couldn't do it without them.
No, we couldn't, and they mean so much to us and this endeavor that we try and put out for you each week. And while, before I forget this, Scott, and we're at Xavier and have just a moment, sitting next to John Wollner tonight was Xavier's super fan, Dan Sullivan, whose claim to fame has been that he never missed a Xavier football game since the beginning, home or away or the Dome. The streak came to an end at the end of last season. He was unable to get to the playoff game at North Polk. And still here, though. Never missed a home game in 27 years. And I think I like giving a shout out to Dan because find another school where you can say that. That's just, I don't think it's going to happen.
Dan's starting a new streak tonight.
He is.
Starting a new streak. So we wish the best to him. And I tell you what, also, before we get to a break here, get ready for the second half, I know they're tonight having a very nice tribute up at Dalzell for Bob Timmerman, who we lost, the longtime Hempstead coach over the winter. And very, I think, so apropos that Hempstead is playing Cedar Rapids, Washington, because how many times did Bob Timmerman and Wally Sheets go at it over the years? And you know what? No love lost. But by golly,
a lot of respect.
A lot of respect between those two guys.
You know, during the 70s and early 80s, those two locked horns so many times. Timmerman did win himself a state title.
Yes, he did.
With Hempstead.
And I can guarantee you he let Wally know that more often than not.
Yes, because Washington is trying to find their first football state title, but that's another story.
And I can't wait to see new look Wash with Coach Addy coming over from Des Moines North.
You know, anytime you get a new coach, hope springs eternal. Guys get reinvigorated. And, yeah, Wash is going to maybe get a few things going again in the right direction. And we'll see Wash several times this year. So
yes, we will.
It'll be fun to talk about them.
Halftime score here tonight at the opener at Saints Field. It's Cedar Rapids Xavier 7, Waverly-Shell nothing. You've been listening to the Ben Ritter Sportswear Halftime Show. We'll come back, get you ready for second half action right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee. Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Wollner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids.
Back with you as we get ready for the second half, brought to you by Epiphany Dermatology. Dr. John Woolner with over 30 years of experience. He's at 5264 Council Street Northeast. You can call them at 363-9936. Cedar Falls 34-7. 14-7. My eyes aren't as good as they once were, Jeff.
You know, remember, Scott, we were out there for that season opener last year, and Kennedy came from, Kennedy.
Well, you were thinking of Coach Knock.
Coach Knock. The Prairie came from behind to nip Cedar Falls, and all Cedar Falls did was get angry about that and then go all the way to the quarterfinals of the playoffs. So, yeah, that's plus they're christening their new field tonight. Outdoor for the first time, home game in a long
46 years they were at the Unidome. And Cedar Falls going to play an outside game in the elements tonight. And, of course, it's a beautiful night for football up there in Cedar Falls. Also, Mount Vernon leading Monticello. I think it was 37-0.
Brad Meester's first game as head coach of the Mustangs.
And Coach Peterson did not leave the cupboard bare.
Oh, no. No.
Now, they
Coach
lost a really
Meester.
good passing combination at Mount Vernon, but that is still a very, very good program. Very good program. Well, second half about to get underway here. Xavier's going to get the ball first. And with a 7-0 lead, you put up a two-score lead, and that's going to look awful big in this game.
It's been such a defensive struggle to this point. You got to think that. And I'm just going to come back and beat the dead horse one more time. Keep in mind that you've got a Xavier team that really is platoon on offense and defense. Their guys are fresh, much fresher than Waverly-Shell Rock. 8 of their 11 starters going both ways on the visiting side, as well as one of their big offensive linemen probably done for the night.
Waverly-Shell Rock with the total yardage advantage in that first half, but only 2 of 6 on third down tries for the Go-Hawks. So that was a big stat from that first half of play. Great to have you with us tonight on CRMLiveSports.com, wherever you may be. Scott Unash, John Hegarty with you as we get ready to start the second half. Both teams back out of their locker rooms. Xavier in the navy blue, their familiar uniforms with the silver pants and the silver helmets. And Waverly-Shell Rock in their all whites with the gold helmets, yellow helmets really, and the black numerals. Not a lot of hankies in that first half either. So
very cleanly played game for the first game of the season, remarkably so.
As Xavier will send back deep Ryan Kelly along with Ty Weiss, another sophomore. Add him to the sophomore parade. As Waverly-Shell Rock will get ready to kick it away. As their sophomore kicker, Gavin Bachholt, will tee it up at the 40-yard line. And there is no wind at all in this game tonight.
No, perfect playing conditions. Cool, the humidity has been swept away. Just gorgeous night for football.
69 degrees as we get ready to kick off the second half, and we're underway. High kick down the middle of the field. And this is going to be Weiss, straight up the middle. The sophomore crosses the 20, pushes the pile across the 25, and he gets to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line.
Hey, best starting field position of the night for Xavier.
They got over the 20. Going to be about a 20-yard return. And the Saints will have it with the sophomore quarterback, Cash Parks. 5 out of 9 in that first half of play. Xavier, Platson, Klein, Black, Armstrong, and Ngoma up front from left to right. Aiden Miller and Kelly will swing out to the right side with twins that way on first down. Parks under center out of the eye. And he'll give it off left tackle to Hoffman. Good cut back at the 30. Runs over, man, 35-40. He ran nasty to the 44-yard line.
Boy, he got down 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and then he put a shoulder lift drill into a cornerback that was vicious.
15 yards, best run of the night for Xavier. They're going to keep Dustin Cook in there as that fullback. That young sophomore has done a nice job back there. So you got a sophomore quarterback, sophomore fullback for Xavier. Four-man front for Waverly-Shell Rock on first down. This time they'll try Hoffman on the sweep, trying to get to the corner, and he got blasted. Absolutely taken apart by Sam Wilson from the safety spot.
Yeah, they're going to drop him about 5 yards back. Tackle for the loss there, and that was just not pretty at all.
Wilson came out like he was shot out of a cannon. Second down at 14. Minute into the second half here. Brought to you by Epiphany Dermatology and Dr. John Woolner. Kelly and Miller out to the left side for Xavier. Tight formation with Evans, the tight end left. They'll throw the quick out. Kelly with a blocker in front. Wide receiver screen, and that doesn't go very far as Wilson comes up again with the tackle. And only goes for about 3. Try to get one of your burners out there on a bubble.
This is one of the advantages of that 3-man and 5 linebacker defense that they run at Waverly. You got a lot of guys out there in those hybrid and inside and outside linebacker situations for those sorts of plays.
3rd and 11 from the far hash mark at the 43-yard line. Low snap, dug out, Parks back to throw. Hit as he throws, It's up for grabs, and it's intercepted by Wilson, who's had a heck of a drive here. Bring it back to the 45, angling to the right side into Xavier territory, as he'll take it down with a flag late coming in.
Yeah, that's going to be on Waverly.
Yeah, that's going to back him up 15 on a blindside block. But
that was a cheap shot.
Yeah, Wilson took it down to the 32.
Well, I think that was Miller who got his legs taken out from him from behind.
Well, that was the first mistake by the sophomore tonight.
Yeah, that was a very ill-advised pass, and he literally just threw it up for grabs, and there were white jerseys everywhere. About one of 3 guys for Waverly could have probably come down with that.
Go Hawks are going to have it at the, looks to be the 47-yard line after the first turnover of the ball game. And Wilson was just waiting there, the 5'9", 155-pound senior.
But this mark-off is going to take them back to roughly midfield here. They're still going to start in the Xavier territory, though.
The 48-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Waverly-Shell Rock. They'll have it at the St. 48-yard line. They'll send a man in motion. They'll hand it right up the middle to Bibler. Not much, as he tried to find some running room on that left side. Now there's a change right there with the right tackle out. Now they're going to run behind the other 260-pounder at left tackle.
That's right. They ran to the right side of their offensive line exclusively in that first half. Bibler had to do a couple of few jump cuts there, which if you don't give him that initial quick hitter forward momentum, make him stop and go sideways a little bit. That's not what he wants to do.
Gain of 3. Call it 2nd down at 7. 9:23. Clock rolling. 3rd quarter. And a 7-0 lead for the Xavier Saints. Way out of the backfield in motion, and they'll toss it on the far side. Bodensteiner with a catch, breaks 1 tackle, and taken down short of the 40-yard line. They send Bibler out of the backfield in motion, a little decoy.
Yeah. They'll come back to that if they saw what they like from it. But I don't think, has anybody but Bodensteiner been targeted tonight?
No. Nope. 3rd down and 3 coming up for WSR. They need the 38-yard line of Xavier. So a 3rd down and 3. In there at a wide out for Waverly-Shell Rock is Kramer. He'll line up on the right side. Here is the keeper by Hubbard, and he's close to a 1st down. Taken down by Carson Slaughter, and it's going to depend on the spot. It's 4-down territory, but they will move the chains. And a Waverly-Shell Rock 1st down. Hubbard was keeping that thing the whole way.
Had a good fake to Bibler there, and a long ride, but then pulled it out at the end, and then just followed Bibler into the line of scrimmage.
Xavier with that 4-man front. Mason Meyer over there on the left side. Nagoma, Colin Miller, and Xander Armstrong. First down from the Saint 37, we'll call it. Hubbard in the pistol. We'll give it to Bibler off the right side, and not much. Morio starting to play a little linebacker at the sophomore.
Well, that's that counter that they run Bibler up with, and the Xavier defense, they're not biting on that anymore. I think they kept taking advantage of early in the first quarter, but since then, they've been seeing everything.
Second down and 9. Waverly-Shell Rock continuing to hog the ball here in this football game, but down 7-0. The 9th-rated Go Hawks, 7th-rated Xavier Saints. On second down, here comes the man in motion, and he'll get it on the jet sweep. That's Nathan Miller, and he'll cross the 35 and get to about the 34-yard line, only a gain of 2.
Not much at all.
So a third down coming up for Xavier, or for Waverly-Shell Rock. 3rd and 7 from the Saint 34-yard line. Crowd starting to get into it here below us.
This big play in this game, Scott.
7-0 in favor of Xavier. Charlie Kramer will come out to the left along with Bodensteiner. Bibler will stay in the backfield. High snap brought down. Hubbard rolls the pocket to the left side. Under pressure. Now throws deep left side into the end zone and overshot his man. Bodensteiner, the intended receiver, Jack Downey, was back there on defense. So it'll be a 4th down, and this is that they tried a long field goal before, didn't work. I think they're going to go for it. We shall see.
I don't see anybody coming out.
Nathan Miller staying in there, Bodensteiner staying in there, and Hubbard staying in there, so they're going to go for it. First 4th down try for Waverly-Shell Rock. 10 on the play clock, 4th and 7 from the Xavier 34-yard line. Kramer slot left, Twins left side. Down to 2 in the play clock. They'll get it off. Hubbard to throw. Rolls left, being chased, lobs it to a wide open man, Miller. 10-5 touchdown. Nathan Miller was wide open.
34-yard strike, and it wasn't even close to being defended. He was so wide open, he could have walked in backwards.
And you're wondering if anyone else has been targeted tonight. Yes, that was the first one.
Boy, and it suddenly just got real quiet over on this side of the field.
34-yard hookup, and an extra point away from tying this up is Waverly-Shell Rock. As the extra point try coming up, but we got a penalty flag prior to it. And it's going to be against Xavier for too many men on the field. Now, well, if you're Coach Hubbard.
No, you kick it.
You kick it? All right. Don't chase points here then, huh? They will move it up a little bit here for the extra point try. So it'll be an 18-yard attempt by Bachhold. And they will still try it. Right-footed kicker. It's on its way. It's up, and it is good. And we are tied at 7. Just like that, the big play for Waverly-Shell Rock. The 34-yard 4th down pass.
To a Miller, and we didn't want to call another Miller.
Yep, that was a different Miller. Nathan Miller comes down with the catch. 7-7. As we'll come back with the kickoff right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
We thank the Starlight Room and other business partners for their...
At Jersey Mike's, we've offered a sub above since 1956. It starts with bread, fresh baked in our stores every day, topped with quality meats, cheeses, and ingredients sliced and grilled right in front of your eyes. And don't forget to add the juice, the red wine vinegar and olive oil blend that gives a Jersey Mike's subs its exquisite zing. Stop in and visit Jersey Mike's now at their 3 metro locations in the Fountains on the northeast side and on the east end of Marion near the corner of Highways 151 and 13 and Edgewood Road in the Westdale area. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Scott Unash, John Haggerty back with you. New ball game, 7-7. And Uncle Mo wearing a white shirt right now.
Well, that was a scramble situation. They had the Waverly-Shell Rock quarterback, Hubbard, on the run there. But just a receiver that, it was a botched coverage back there, and he was so wide open that the ball didn't even have to be thrown that close to him. And so obvious disappointment in the secondary play there, but they'll get that figured out. But yeah, all of a sudden we got a brand new game here, 7-7.
And he was wide open. Wide open. So a breakdown somewhere in the defensive backfield for Xavier. Going to the fourth quarter down in North Liberty. Liberty 42, Iowa City West 32.
Coach Chandler might go home happy the first game.
Points are aplenty down there. Here is the kick. Angling to the near side, and it is going to go out of bounds.
There you go.
Boy, at the last second, the sophomore Weiss let it go out. And
it very nearly hit him on the
Yeah,
bounce.
it did. That would have been bad. So it's going to be decision time, and Xavier probably going to take the ball way out.
Yeah, at the 35.
At that 35-yard line.
Yeah, so again, more good starting field position for the Saints. Best of the night.
So 1st and 10, Xavier at the 35 as Waverly-Shell Rock comes up with the points off the turnover. Tight formation this time. Tight end to the right for Xavier. Cash Parks will turn, hand it off, and Hoffman fumbled it, but I think he fell on it again. Bobbled that handoff. The exchange fell forward for about a yard to the 36. That could have been disaster. Did pick up 1, as we mentioned. It'll be 2nd and 9 as we're halfway here in the third quarter from Saints Field. Xavier going to bring in more receivers. Sam Luck will come in, 6'1" junior. Play clock already down to 10. They'll slot Evans, the 6'8" tight end, who's not been targeted tonight, out to the right side. 5 receivers, trips to the left side, empty backfield, and the seam pattern, and it's incomplete to Hoffman. And if that was caught, that was gone. They had more guys back there than Waverly-Shell Rock had defending.
Well, you know, when you take 4 receivers and send them all on streaks straight down the field, that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare, Scott, because you don't have anything in your alignments that's going to take care of that. It's just, it's tough.
Just a little bit overthrown that time by Parks. 6 of 12 with an interception in the ball game. And a 3rd down and 9 coming up for Xavier. Still in the huddle with 5 on the play clock. Down to 3, down to 2. And they did get it off. Parks is back to throw. Lobs the middle of the field into double coverage for Evans and incomplete.
That was close to being picked as well.
Knocked away by a couple of Waverly-Shell Rock players. Garrick Tibbetts, one of them. And that's the first 3 and out for Xavier tonight.
I like the fact that they're trying to target Big 84 there, but that was thrown into 3 white jerseys.
And that Xavier defense, which just gave up the TD, going to have to go right back out there after only about a minute on the sideline. Miller to punt it away. Low knuckleball kick, and it's muffed and then fallen on by the returner back at the 32-yard line. So that could have been disastrous for Waverly-Shell Rock. And it looks like the returner is still down.
You know, he's not getting up. He's taking his helmet off on his back. And now they're looking at his knee.
His right knee. That might be Bodensteiner. Can't tell. He's flat on his back, but I thought when he lifted that leg up, it might be 6. 5:18 to play here in quarter number 3 in a 7-7 tie.
Medical staff right out there, hustled out as quick as they could. They are taking a look at that right knee.
Already Waverly-Shell Rock without their right tackle, Caden Wetherell.
Yeah, he's up now.
And he is up, and good to see him walking off. And it was Bodensteiner. And he'll have to go out for at least a play before he comes back in.
But dare I say, Scott, we're getting to that point in the game where all those players for Waverly that are going both ways, it just starts to wear on you.
33-yard punt by Miller that time. So a 1st and 10 for Waverly-Shell Rock as Wesley Hubbard will come back out. He started as a sophomore a year ago. Bibler will stay in the backfield. He's been the lead back tonight. Now they're going to put a blocker back there with him. Go with a little jumbo package here, and they'll run it with Bibler. Started off the left side, cut it to the outside, broke a tackle, and out of bounds. Barely at about the 40-yard line. As he went for 9. He is tough to bring down.
He's got that good body lean, really quick feet, good lateral motion, and when you try and solo tackle him, he's going to make you pay the price.
93 yards on the ground for Ethan Bibler.
And most of it's running between the tackles. He's not running around outside that much.
That was one of the lone ones.
That was one of the few. But he still put a punishment on the linebacker that was trying to bring him down.
Stockdale Kramer lined up in that left end of the offensive line. High snap goes over Hubbard's head, and he's going to have to fall on it. With a Saints right in his face, Mason Meyer back at about the 29-yard line. So that's a big loss of 11. Saints will take it, that's for sure. So going to 5 to play in the third quarter. 7-7, Xavier Waverly-Shell Rock, top 10 teams in 4A in this non-district opener for 2024. And that turns it into a 3rd down and 13 suddenly. New receiver in there for the Go-Hawks, Grant Morris, 5'11 senior. He's wide to the right side, down to 3 in the play clock, down to 2. They get it off. They'll do the double handoff, and Kramer, as he spins in the backfield, gets popped by Slaughter.
Just good penetration in there, gums that double handoff off.
There was no room to run, and after the punt, it'll be a 3-and-out for the Go-Hawks, as they will kick it away from the 29-yard line. They will punt for the 3rd time tonight.
The 2 aforementioned punts both went to the sideline or out of bounds.
Xavier's got twin safeties back at the 35-yard line. Kelly and Weiss back there. Kelly on the far side. Here's Kramer's punt. Angling to the near side, and they'll get out of the way. Xavier will, and let it go out of bounds. They will not let them return a punt, will they?
Nope. And I don't blame them.
35-yard punt that time, and no return. With 3.5 to play here in the third. 7-7 game. And a good one. We thought it was going to be a good one with Waverly-Shell Rock and Xavier. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints. So far, an interception and a punt on their 2 drives in the second half. Hoffman tailed the tandem in the eye behind Cook on 1st down. Long count, Parks. They crowd the line of scrimmage. Hoffman started left, bounced off, cut to the right, and then got taken down from behind by Ian Sedgwick, who laid on him at about the 40-yard line after a gain of 4.
Good second effort there by Hoffman. He got the handoff, and he was all bottled up, but bounced it to the outside. Made a little something out of that when most backs would have just gone down.
So it'll be 2nd down, manageable here for the Saints. as they'll have it on the 40-yard line right on the stripe. Again, a long count. Off the fake, Parks rolls left. Oh, hit as he throws and then kept it. As he was brought down on the sack, Cale Dewey, the outside linebacker, came in and got the first sack of the night for Waverly-Shell Rock.
Parks bootlegging out to his left, which is always a tough pass for a right-handed quarterback, but he didn't even have a chance to get his shoulders turned. He was met, bear hugged, and taken down to his back.
Gonna lose 9 right there. So it'll be a 3rd down and long. 3rd down at about 16 called back at the 31-yard line. They'll stack the Twins to the near side. They'll throw the quick out to Kelly. Got a stock block, turn it up 40, 45, and did he get the first down? He did.
Yep.
One-on-one on that bubble. Got a good block by A.J. Evans, and he got the first down. Aiden Miller out there too.
That was some great blocking downfield by the wide receivers for Xavier that sprung that for the first down.
Oh, and if you're Mark Hubbard, you just got to be pulling your hair out on that one. Kelly's 4th catch of the night. Goes for 18 and a Xavier first down.
Gritty run by him after that reception, too. Followed the blocks perfectly.
Just over 2 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, tied at 7. Got 2 tight ends here, and here is the reverse, and it is open to Kelly. Near side, cuts it back 40, 35, 30, 1 man to beat to the 20, 15, and Wilson drags him down at the 10-yard line. What a call there by the Schultes.
Boy, Waverly bit hard and swallowed on that one. The old reverse caught them dead on their heels.
43 yards on the reverse.
1 man to beat. Looked like he was going to do it, but just got pulled down from behind.
Kelly goes for 43 yards and a 1st and goal coming up for the Saints. 1st and goal just outside the 9-yard line with a minute and a half to play here in the 3rd quarter. 8 on the play clock. Kelly and Miller out to the right side. Parks under center. Long count. Turns. Hands it off to Hoffman. Trying to get to the outside and twisted down back at the 10. And coming up to make the stop, Charlie Kramer, backup senior linebacker. Going to be a loss of a yard. Tough to get outside against this Waverly-Shell Rock, that unique defense.
You got 5 backers out there. It's tough on the flanks.
Under a minute to play here in the 3rd. 2nd down and goal back on the 11-yard line. Parks again under center. Tight end Evans on the left. 1 receiver that way. They'll throw. Parks rolls to the right side. Throws right side of the end zone. Touchdown! Catch made by the backup tight end, Jack Stevenson, who was a tight end last year.
Made that look easy, Scott. Deepest man on the flood zone there. And it was just picture perfect throw and pitch and catch.
Stevenson was at the old drag.
It was not the drag pattern, but it was a good fake in and then going back to the corner of the end zone. And that's a tough play for a cornerback to cover.
Xavier with the lead, 13-7, pending the extra point. Vasquez, low line drive kick, and he got it. 14-7 with 34 seconds to play. Cash Parks' first varsity touchdown pass.
And that had to feel good after the interception that he threw earlier in the 3rd quarter. To be able to come back and lead the team down the field on that and convert with the touchdown. We've got a little momentum on the Xavier sideline right now.
Yeah, Uncle Mo went from that far sideline wearing a white shirt to wearing a navy shirt. 14-7 in favor of Xavier. We'll have the kick with just 34 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. Don't forget, at the end of the ball game, we will pick our Schumacher Carpets and More Player of the Game. Brought to you by Tom Miller and everybody at Schumacher Carpets and More on First Avenue.
Yeah, Tom and his sons Chris and Nick, both of which have sons out here tonight playing for Xavier. Got
to meet him before the ball game.
Tom, you may remember, was a former head wrestling coach at LaSalle.
That's correct.
Longtime West Side Wrestling parochial club booster and coach.
Back in the day, we'll say. Parks to Stevenson. Beautiful drive set up by that reverse, double reverse. As Vasquez getting ready to kick it away. And this one will go down to about the 7-yard line. Here comes the freshman right up the middle, crosses the 25. Gets out to about the 26-yard line for Jaden Stevens. And a 17-yard return. Now we've got an injured, looks like an injured Saint out there. Holding their left shoulder at about the 27-yard line.
Is that Will Foreman?
Is it 31? If that's 31, then it is.
Better check that. Might have been a little premature on that.
Slated to get a little running back duty tonight. And out there on specialty teams. Nope.
No, it's not.
36 for Xavier. That's a junior, Kelso Brook. And they're holding that left arm a little bit gingerly.
Yeah, trainer holding up his elbow. That looks like it may be a shoulder issue of some kind.
So Waverly will have it at the 27-yard line. Down 14-7 here. As we come up toward the end of the third quarter, could be the final play, in fact, of quarter number 3. Been a good ball game, good opener tonight. Bodensteiner back in there off the injury. Split out to the near side along with Nathan Miller, who caught the touchdown pass. They're back to throw. Hubbard looking, steps up in the pocket, and down he goes. Twisted down by Mason Meyer. The defensive end, 6'2", 175-pound senior.
3 routes that all went deep, and there was nobody when the convergence of the defensive line bottled up the quarterback, that Hubbard had nowhere to go. He had to just eat that ball.
That's probably going to take us to the end of the third quarter play. And after 3, it's 4A number 7 Xavier 14, 4A number 9 Waverly-Shell Rock 7. Back with the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to high school football on CRM Live Sports.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths, your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply, touch and see. Plum Supply kitchens and baths, your home never looks so beautiful.
Spinal Corrective Center, PC, 3800 River Ridge Drive, Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Dr. Gene Kretzinger and Dr. Janet Kuehl provide education to families on healthy living and wellness. If you want to reach optimum health and peak performance levels, or are suffering from injury, pain, and other health problems, the chiropractic care they provide can give you relief and stability. Spinal Corrective Center PC has over 50 years combined experience in chiropractic care. And athletes, let us help you perform at 100% through sports chiropractic care. Call today at 393-3996 to schedule an appointment, or go online at spinalcc.com. Spinal Corrective Center PC, delivering quality chiropractic care for the body to function at its highest level.
Back with you at Saints Field, Scott Unash, John Haggerty with you. As we enter the fourth quarter, a 14-7 lead for the Xavier Saints. We'll get the third quarter numbers to you here in just a couple of moments. Second down off the sack and a long distance to go. They'll hand it off on the jet sweep, and nothing doing that time for Nathan Miller.
Well defended on the flank out there. Edge was set. A lot of blue shirts came in to clean up.
I think they're going to lose a couple more on that one. Will Waverly-Shell Rock. They'll face a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 18, all the way back at the 19-yard line. 178 total yards for Xavier through that 3rd quarter. We'll get you Waverly-Shell Rock's totals in a moment. On 3rd down and long, here's Hubbard getting the snap, rolling to the right side, a pump fake. He'll throw back to the middle, throws low and incomplete. One hopped it to the intended receiver.
I think that's Bodensteiner again.
And it wasn't going to be anywhere close to the 1st down yardage anyway. 3 and out, number 4 tonight for Waverly-Shell Rock. And the Xavier defense showing well here.
And the punt return team hoping that they can get their hands on one of these to set up that wall return, but Waverly having none of that so far tonight, kicking it out of bounds every time.
160 total yards for Waverly-Shell Rock, 178 for Xavier through 3 quarters. Here's the punt, angling to the far sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds again as Kramer knuckles it toward that far side, and we'll see what the officials will mark it. And it's going to be at the 46-yard line.
And again, great starting field position for another drive here. Best of the night for Xavier.
Just a 29-yard punt that time. So Xavier with terrific field position at the 45-yard line with just under 11 to play in the ball game. Here's Parks. Under center, they'll run it out of the eye. Trips to the left, and they'll throw the backward pass.
That's a lateral.
By Kelly, and he's all the way inside the 35, and he's got a 1st down to the 33. That goes as a run, John.
Man, he can pick him up and put him down, can he?
Yes, he can.
He's got that low center of gravity, but boy, does he scoot.
Goes for 12, and the 10th. Xavier 1st down.
And you know what's happening here is Dwayne Schulte's looking at what Kelly's doing out there, and he's saying, how many ways can we get the ball to him? He's hot right now.
Yes, he is. 1st down, long count. Take all the time you want. Hand off. Hoffman off the left side. Bounces off one, but does not get away from Kramer. And also in there to make the stop for Waverly-Shell Rock, Eric Tibbetts. And Hoffman got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. He does have a touchdown tonight. Other than that, tough sledding for Carter Hoffman. 13 carries, 33 yards.
Yeah, that's one of the things that'll be a point of emphasis next week for Xavier, is trying to run between the tackles a little more consistently.
And oh, by the way, it doesn't get any easier for these 2 teams next week. Tell you about that in a moment. 2nd down and 10. Twins left, Twins right. Shotgun Parks, back to throw, has time. Loops the middle of the field, and it is juggled and dropped, incomplete.
That Kelly again?
Yeah, it was Kelly.
Yep. Telling you, they're trying to get the ball to him. He's hot.
Sam Wilson got a paw on it, which deflected it off of Kelly's fingers. Or that could have been a touchdown. 3rd and 10 coming up next week. Xavier will go to Williamsburg.
Yeah, all they did was win a state title in 3A last year.
And beat Xavier here last year. And Waverly-Shell Rock, they get North Scott next week. 3rd down and 10 for the Saints. They'll empty the backfield. Parks under center, going to throw that quick out, and it's dropped by Hoffman. Almost a lateral, so.
Boy, there was a big empty field out there waiting for him, too.
That play is bamboozled Waverly-Shell Rock tonight.
Just a big cushion they're leaving out there. They're going to have to probably go back to that again at some point. We've got a big exchange here now.
Well, Miller's in the punt.
We're going to punt, and well, mildly surprised by this, but they want to back them up. As defensive as this game has been, they want to back Waverly up as much as they can.
Hayden Miller, line of scrimmage to the 33-yard line. Going to get the snap, and he will get it away. Trying to cough and corner the kick, and it will be going into the end zone. Gavin Miller. Aiden Miller kicked it. Gavin Miller tried to keep it in out of the end zone. Couldn't do it.
It was a good attempt, and he very nearly pulled off the old inside the 1 yard liner.
Couldn't quite do it. So still a 7-point lead for Xavier with 9:31 to play.
Waverly's going to tie this thing up. They're going to have to drive the field 80 yards. Saints up 14-7 with 9:31 left in this game.
Wesley Hubbard, quarterback. Bibler will start off on his left hip. Stockdale's been quiet. He's the tight end, the blocker, and they'll throw their version of the quick out. And it is caught, but nothing doing. In fact, it's going to be a loss, as corralled behind the line of scrimmage was Garrick Tibbetts. And a whole bunch of blue shirts were right there. Going to be a loss of 3 for Tibbetts, and a second down again and long for Waverly-Shell Rock. Morio. Tell you what, he went in on the injury earlier in the game. He might not go out for 3 years. Second down and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Hand off. Bibler up the middle. He runs into Carson Slaughter there. And also in there on the stop, the aforementioned Mr. Morio, and Nagoma also there as well.
Is it me, or does one team look a little fresher right now, Scott?
I think you're right.
I think we're starting to see the effects of so many two-way starters for Waverly. As you get into that fourth quarter, which just we see it so many times, especially early in the season when it's warmer out, it's tough for those guys to play 48 minutes.
So it is a big 3rd down and 9, 14-7 Xavier, 8:10 to play, fourth quarter. They'll send Twins to the right side. They look that way. The pass to the underneath man caught, and gang tackle. The ball comes loose. It's stripped, and then the Saints got it. Looks like Xavier's got it, and they do.
Completed pass, and that ball just got stripped out as they were taking him down.
Completed pass as they got it to Camden Kramer, and coming up with it was Carson Slaughter.
First turnover of the night for Waverly.
With the fumble. And now we've got an injured Gohawk out there. That would have been a first down, as they did pick up 16 on it, but lost the football at the end of that scrum. And that was just gang tackling right there by Xavier, which caused the turnover. Fourth quarter on the Emils Hideaway scoreboard. Dowling leading Kennedy 24-6, and Wash in the third leading up at Dubuque Hempstead 38-34. Jeff in the fourth, 19-7 over Muscatine. That'd be a happy trip down 151 for the Warriors. And it's a final Linn-Mar 50-0 over Dubuque Senior, and Cedar Falls 28-7 over Prairie on the Emils Hideaway scoreboard. Here's 7:56 to play, 14-7 in favor of Xavier, and Clear Creek Amana is busting Marion's home opener 28-3. And it's now a final. Joliet Catholic beats City High 50-22 tonight. Now, keep in mind, Joliet Catholic runners up in 4A in Illinois last year. That is a big school with a huge tradition, and Liberty leads West 49-38 in the fourth quarter. First to 50. First to 50 in that one. First to 10 from the 37-yard line for Xavier. As the first turnover of the night haunts Waverly-Shell Rock right there. First down for Xavier from the near side. Hash mark. Parks will throw. Gonna loop it out into the flat. Catch by Cook, and the sophomore taken down on an ankle tackle on a solo job at about the 31-yard line. Well, that's a nice gain of 6 on first down.
That's one of the long-time staples. That came from Coach Kopatich back in the day when Dwayne Schulte played for him. The fullback fake on the play action and then goes out into the flat, and he's always wide open.
Work for Tom, works tonight.
I'm sure it's working for Tom's son down at Waukee Northwest, too.
Second down and 4 from the 31, just outside the 31. 14-7 Xavier's would come up on 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Handoff left side to Cook, and he's got a first down. He'll dive to the 25-yard line.
Good line push there by Xavier. Xavier they look fresher right now.
Yep.
They look like they're the Waverly's kind of on their heels a little bit. Look at the hands on the hips of the linemen.
Yep.
I mean, we always talk about, you can tell a lot from body language, especially in fourth quarter of games.
Xavier, they're just going to keep this thing on the ground, I would imagine. Nope. No, as soon as I say that, they throw the little backward pass, and this time Kelly is brought down by Stockdale, who read that beautifully.
Oh, I don't know about you, Scott, but those always scare me, those laterals like that.
It is a run. It's just a long handoff. But Kelly's going to lose 3 on that one, and it'll be, well, I'll call it 2. It'll be second down and 12. Clock continues to run. 6:24 to play in the ball game. We will have our Westridge Care Center postgame show at the end of this one. Scores and all the stats and a wrap-up of this one. Second down at 12 from the 27-yard line. Counter give to Hoffman, surrounded in the backfield, and somehow got about 2 out of it to the 25-yard line.
Well, he had white jerseys grabbing him from 3 different directions on that, but held on to the ball well, because right now Waverly just trying to strip.
Down by 7, 14-7. Waverly tied it up on a Hubbard to Miller 34-yard pass on a 4th down play, and then Xavier came right back off a reverse, got it down inside the 10. Parks to Stevenson from 11 yards out to give Xavier the lead. They're going to use all that play clock down to 10. Parks in the shotgun. He's got Hoffman on his left. 3rd down and long. He'll retreat. He'll throw deep. Left side, nobody out there, incomplete. As going for Aiden Miller, but he kind of got hooked up there with one of the D-backs. That was Jaden Stevens. Well, 4th down. Go for it from the 25 on 4th and 10.
They're looking to the sideline.
Stevenson will come in. They'll go with 2 tight ends here.
Yeah, Parks coming back out.
With 5:14 to play in the ball game. 4th down. Xavier successful on their only 4th down try of the night. Out of the eye, long count, fake. Parks under pressure, throws left side for Stevenson, behind him, incomplete. Oh, and Stevenson came down awkwardly. He's windmilling that left arm as he comes off.
Yeah, and Parks is coming off kind of gingerly too. He got whacked after he let go of that.
But Xavier holds it for 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Precious 2 minutes and 48 seconds. But they give it up on downs, and now with 5:08 to play, Waverly-Shell Rock has a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, down 14-7. We'll call it the 25-yard line is where they will start this drive. Ball middle of the field. 1st and 10, Nathan Miller to the right side, and now we've got confusion and timeout Waverly-Shell Rock. First timeout of the half for the Go-Hawks. We'll take it. 5:08 to play here in the ball game. Xavier 14 and Waverly-Shell Rock 7. And we'll be back after this here on CRM Live Sports.
The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Council, committed to getting the job done right the first time.
We welcome you back to Saints Field, week 1 of the high school football season. And it's been a good one. Xavier 14, Waverly-Shell Rock 7. As Waverly had to call a timeout before that first play, as they had people lined up. Did not like that formation. So Miller out to the right again. They'll put Bodensteiner up top to the left. Bibler will stay in the backfield. On a first down, they'll send Miller in motion, and now a penalty flag stops the play.
Probably be procedure. The line judge throws that. It's almost always.
5th penalty for Waverly-Shell Rock. 50 yards in penalty yards tonight. Xavier with only 1 for 10.
Yeah, with this young team on the first game of the season, that's a plus for Coach Schulte. His only concern is getting away with a win tonight. That's all he cares about.
And the thing is, with a young team, they're going to get better and better each week.
Can you imagine how much better they're going to be after a week of coaching?
Yep.
This next week.
And a look at film. It's still film, right?
How do they call it that?
First down at 15. Bibler off the right side and had it stripped. They're going to say he was down. Not much of a gain. And Carson Slaughter's had a heck of a second half. And that's going to be a gain of 1. Bibler up to 99 yards tonight. But
yeah,
he
it's
had
been
80.
a tough second half.
Yeah, he had 80 at half.
Yeah. The sledding has been much tougher here in the second half. But, you know, again, yeah, you got, I think, a leg-weary group of Go-Hawks here right now.
19 carries, 99 yards for Ethan Bibler. See if he goes over 100 here. Second down at 14, back in the 21-yard line. Hubbard gets a shotgun snap, back to throw. Flushed, rolling to the right side, going to keep it, and goes out of bounds. Escorted out there as he crossed the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, he had to break that off and try and make anything he could out of it by running it and keeping himself. And good job of pulling the sideline punch there by the Xavier defenders. What they don't need right now is any kind of hankies on the field that will help Waverly in any regard.
So we've got a 3rd and 8, a long 8 coming up for Waverly-Shell Rock. They need to get just across their 35-yard line. Kramer's been the slot back, the wing back. Now they're going to put him out, put trips to the left with 4 on the shot clock. Shotgun snap, Hubbard rolls left side. Going to load up the cannon, throw deep down the sideline into double coverage, knocked away. Incomplete. Cohen Honkamp, I beg your pardon, knocked it away.
Double coverage down there for the Saints. The last second reached up and pushed the ball away.
And 4th down, and you got to think you got to punt.
Go.
Yep, go for it or punt.
Well, now they're bringing up.
Punter is in there.
Yep.
Now this is a different Kramer in there to punt. So be wary here. It's 4th down and 8. That is not the regular punter, but he is going to punt it away. End over end, low kick, and a fair catch called for and made by Kelly at the 42.
Xavier fans don't like a little version of a late hit there. Little frustration by one of the Go-Hawks. But this officiating crew, they're a seasoned group. They're not going to let their rabbit ears come out of their hats tonight.
No. 2 timeouts left for Waverly-Shell Rock. 4:03 on the clock for Xavier. So now, 2 timeouts, you got to feel pretty good if you're Xavier and Cash Parks here. 1st and 10, 42-yard line. Turn, handoff, second back through Hoffman, 45-50 into Go-Hawk territory, and he's got a first down. Bodensteiner brought him down, but he will take it to the Waverly-Shell Rock 47 and a first down.
Yeah, Saints feeling strong right now. Waverly, again, lots of hands on the hips. They got their heads back, trying to get as much air in as they can. They're leg weary right now, Scott.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. One team looks very fresh and one does not. 1st and 10 at the Go-Hawk 47-yard line, 14-7 Xavier. 3.5 to play. Same play. Hoffman off that left side, breaks a tackle, and taken down as he gets to the 41-yard line. Tibbetts on the tackle for the Go Hawks. And that's a gain of 6 more. Carter Hoffman, I've got him for 52 yards and a touchdown.
Had a little more room tonight here in the second half than he did initially.
As we come up on 3 minutes to play. One more first down, and Waverly-Shell Rock's going to have to start using timeouts. From the 41-yard line. This time they'll go with the handoff right side. Hoffman breaks a tackle, kicks it outside. He's got another first down. As he'll take it down to the Go Hawk 37-yard line. And now if you're Mark Hubbard, you're forced to use some timeouts now. Question is, when are you going to start to use them?
Well, the first down chains marching downfield, it's going to get a little tricky, and there's really no good answer for Coach Hubbard.
Xavier scored first, led 7-0 at the break. And the Saints watched Waverly-Shell Rock tie it at 7 and then take the lead on a pass from Cash Parks to Stevenson, and we got a Xavier timeout with 2:23 to play. So the Saints take a timeout. Give us a chance to take a look at the Emils Hideaway out-of-town scoreboard here on week 1. On this Friday evening. As see what the latest is as far as high school football. In the big battle out west, it's all Lewis Central tonight. 31-10, they beat Harlan. In Harlan this evening. Belle Plaine beats HLV 46-24. Plainsman 2-0 for the first time since 2016. Centennial beats Ankeny 31-10.
Number 1 ranked Ankeny.
Wow. And Williamsburg 54-10 in the fourth quarter. Cedar Falls leads Prairie late in the game 35-13. Clear Creek Amana in Lance Peterson's debut beats Marion 28-3. Liberty has beaten Iowa City West 56-45 for the first Lightning win ever over the Trojans.
That sounds like 8-player stuff.
First down after the Xavier timeout from the 37-yard line. Wide side of the field to the left, and they will pitch it. And Hoffman trying to get to the corner and gets out of bounds, though.
Oh, stay in bounds.
Bodensteiner pushed him out. And it's going to be a pickup of 1, but man,
He'll have that pointed out to him when they're doing the film.
stops the clock. That's a timeout saver.
Get down on the ground, son.
14-7 Xavier, 2nd and 9 for the Saints. They've got it on the 36-yard line. 4-man front, Waverly-Shell Rock with just about everybody in the box, and Park's going to take it himself. Quarterback sneak. And he gets pretty good yardage, gets about 5.
He may have seen an opening there on the alignment of the inside linebackers for Waverly and just called his own number.
2 minutes to play. 14-7 Xavier. And Waverly-Shell Rock is going to burn their second timeout. Well, doesn't take a football genius to figure out this is probably the game right here. If Xavier gets a first down,
nothing they can do to stop it.
There's nothing they can do to stop it.
That's right.
As the Saints 1 first down away from getting a win with a very inexperienced but talented bunch of youngsters.
You know, they go back and you take a look at that first quarter, dodged a big bullet when the deepest penetration kind of for a large part of this game was Waverly-Shell Rock taking it down to the Xavier 6 and then coming up short on their off to the wide side to the right on the kick for the field goal. But that was kind of just Xavier's young team weathering the storm. And they didn't panic. They stayed true, composed. And as the game wore on, it seemed they've grown a lot since the beginning of this game, Scott. A lot of youngsters, a lot of sophomores especially out there playing for Xavier tonight. But they have grown tonight and just throughout the course of this game.
Yeah, we've seen 5 or 6 sophomores in this ball game tonight for Xavier. Here's the play of the game. 3rd and 4 from the 31-yard line. Xavier up 14-7. And a long count, and they got Waverly-Shell Rock to jump.
Yeah, the hard count got it.
And that's 5 yards, and that is probably going to do it for Xavier. How about that?
This wasn't an easy one tonight. This is a good game Waverly-Shell Rock squad here. They're going to go home with a loss in their first game, but much, much different outcome than the starter against Xavier last year.
Yeah, when Xavier won 41-6. First down, only 1 timeout remaining now for Waverly-Shell Rock. And they'll keep it on the ground. Carter Hoffman covering the ball with 2 hands, and he's brought down by Kramer, and there's the last timeout for Waverly-Shell Rock.
And as long as the Saints can successfully hold on to the ball, it's all academic from this point on.
Well, you're not to take the knee situation yet.
Not yet.
But unless you're Coach Prime, you might want to keep this ball on the ground.
He'd pass.
He'd pass, but that's his prerogative. Senior night here for Xavier on the first night. That is a tradition for the Saints. Defense has played well. We're going to have our Schumacher Carpets and More player of the game. We'll pick our play of the game. Brought to you by Carpenters Local 308s during the post-game show.
Not a lot of huge breakaway fancy plays in this game tonight. This was just a good old-fashioned defensive struggle.
Jim O'Connell loving it.
Yeah, old school football fans, aficionados, this would have been your game tonight.
So a 2nd down and 7 with 1:48 to play for the Saints. Hold on to the football. That is the last thing Dwayne Schulte said to him. Parks under center, and he'll take it himself, and he's going to turn it up. Bounces off the pile, bounces off another, and he's got a 1st down, and now Xavier can take a knee. Takes it for about 8, and I think you've hit it in the 4th quarter, John. This is a tired Waverly-Shell Rock team.
Yeah, you just can't put your starters out there on both sides of the ball for 48 minutes and expect them to, in a tight game in the 4th quarter, have anything left. And, you know, if you would just look down there right now, almost the entire defense for Waverly's got their hands on their hips. They're exhausted. They played hard. They came after Xavier in this game.
Lost 1 lineman, at least 2 an injury in this ball game. Xavier in victory formation. Parks will take a knee and probably have to do it 1 more time, and that should do it. So Cash Parks going to go 1-0 as a varsity starter. The sophomore, very poised, had 1 he'd like to have back, but that's sophomores.
Threw the 1 interception up for grabs, but they know that's how you learn from it. And Dwayne Schulte will tell you it doesn't matter as long as our team wins. We learn from our mistakes. We come back better. We're next week, and that's all that matters is that you came out of the chute with a W.
1 more snap. Parks will take it, and the knee, and that's it. Xavier will not have to run another play. Saints win their opener. Wasn't easy. This is a good Waverly-Shell Rock group. You never know. Could meet again.
It's possible.
Down the line, but it's Xavier winning it in the opener. 14-7 over Waverly-Shell Rock. We'll take a break, come back with the Westridge Care Center post-game show for you right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Whether you need long-term care or short-term rehabilitation for your elder, one visit to Westridge Care Center and you'll see what has made them one of the finest nursing care facilities in the area since 1992. At Westridge Care Center, our #1 priority is to make all loved ones in our care safe and healthy. Westridge Care Center implements the Eden philosophy to reflect an environment of living as a habitat for humans instead of a place of frailty and waiting. Call 390-3367 to arrange a tour of their privately owned single-entity facility with private rooms with all the amenities. Westridge Care Center, 3131 F Avenue Northwest, Cedar Rapids, and online at westridgecarecenter.com. No matter where you are in life, Hills Bank is here to help you succeed. Whether you're buying your first house, saving for your child's future, or preparing for retirement, you can count on the people at Hills Bank for the support you need to reach your goals. It's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member. In your search to locate a good old-fashioned family-owned pizza joint, skip the run-of-the-mill franchise options and head to Roscoe's Pizza on Edgewood Road behind Taco John's. At Roscoe's, the Hunt family is dedicated to providing mouth-watering pizza prepared from the freshest ingredients available. Choose from our 4 delicious styles of crusts, then add your favorite toppings to create your own personal pizza delight. Need a quick lunchtime alternative? Take advantage of Roscoe's Fast and Go noontime specials. And yes, they even offer gluten-free options. For the tastiest local experience, give the professionals at Roscoe's Pizza a call and surprise your family with a one-of-a-kind eating experience today.
Back with you in the Westridge Care Center postgame show as the crowd files out of Saints Field. Xavier with the opening night victory, 14-7. The Saints defeat Waverly-Shell in this top 10 opener in Class 4A. And, good ball game, good defensive ball game, very physical, and I think the fresher team at the end won it.
Yeah, these two teams just came out and played good, solid football, aggressive, a lot of big-time hitting, sound tackling, sound play, but a young team, which Xavier put on this field tonight, grew tremendously throughout the game. You know, they had to weather some storms early, Scott. They never faltered. They just stayed within themselves and did what their coaches had told them that they needed to do, and eventually it worked out because they just kept plugging away. And for a group of young guys, a lot of new faces out there on that field tonight for Dwayne Schulte. But they just stayed the course, and they're breaking their huddle down in their end zone right now. That's a happy bunch of Saints. Hard-fought victory against a pretty darn good Waverly-Shell team.
Yeah, a really good Waverly-Shell team that's going to make some noise this year in Class 4A. But we knew how young and inexperienced this team was. And to see them, I mean, they literally grew up from the first snap of the game to the back half of this game. Sophomores making plays after plays after plays.
I just really, if I were Dwayne Schulte and his coaching staff, I would be very pleased and proud of the poise that they showed. Because they did, again, they stayed within themselves, and they knew that the tradition that they have here in football at Xavier would carry them through. Every guy just had to do his job, and that's what they did. It's cliche. People make fun of, Coach Schulte because he says, make plays, do your job. But that mantra, say what you will about it, and you get 11 guys out there on the field and they're all doing their job like that, that's what made this victory come home for them tonight. A lot of young kids doing their jobs.
We welcome you into the Westridge Care Center postgame show. Big thanks to Richard Curfey, everybody at Westridge Care Center. They are a privately owned facility that offers 24-hour community of care, which ensures each person feels welcome. Call to learn more about their services or to schedule a tour, 390-3367, and they are online at westridgecarecenter.com. The scoring in the ball game, Xavier scoring in the second quarter with 6:18 to play when Carter Hoffman took it in on a pitch on an option play from 2 yards out. Vasquez's extra point made it 7-0. That's where we were at halftime. Waverly-Shell tied it up off an interception. It was Wesley Hubbard with the pass to Nathan Miller, a wide-open Nathan Miller on a fourth down play from 34 yards out. That made it 7-7. It stayed that way until Xavier got the winning touchdown after a Waverly-Shell punt. Cash Parks hit Jack Stevenson in the end zone on an 11-yard route, the right side of the end zone. Extra point made it 14-7. Big play in that particular series was the double reverse that took it down on a Ryan Kelly run of 43 yards. A brilliant call by Dwayne Schulte and Reggie Schulte, and that set up the first down and goal right there. So and then Xavier just turned it over to the defense. After that, played field position and won the football game.
You know, another part of this victory tonight was the sheer numbers of quality players that Xavier has, Scott. Think about it. They were able to play platoon football tonight. They had guys fresh every time they'd go out there, offense, defense. And that played in large part a huge role in this victory again tonight. So the tradition of the program, the sheer numbers of great players that Xavier has out there, all those things conspired to get them this opening week win.
It did, and Xavier wins the opener. Of course, 1-0 now. Waverly-Shell will drop to 0-1. Go Hawks, they get a very good North Scott team next week at home. You take a look at that schedule, and
killer.
They were 0-6 against it last year, but played really good games against most everybody.
Yeah.
Then they go to Bondurant Farrar, which is a top 5 team.
That's top team.
Clear Lake, which is number 2 in 3A.
Then West Dubuque.
And at Decorah.
Oh, my God. And at Decorah.
So,
I mean, that first 6 games is killer for them.
Good luck, right?
Well, you know, they're going to maybe have a little more success in that first 6 games this year than they did last. But you can never tell. Injuries play a big part. There's just so many things that go into it. The thing that I would say about Waverly-Shell is while they are a much improved team and very, very good performance for them tonight, they don't have the depth that they probably need to make the big run.
Try to find that. Let's take a look at the final numbers of the ball game. Won by Xavier 14-7. Xavier ended up with 239 yards of total offense in the ball game to 183 for Waverly-Shell. Xavier with 136 on the ground. They were led by Carter Hoffman, 19 carries, 61 yards in the touchdown. Ryan Kelly, 3 carries for 53 yards in the ball game. 4 for 14 for the sophomore fullback, Dustin Cook, who was really, I think, number 3 coming into tonight.
Absolutely, number 3 on the depth chart.
He might be number 1 now as a sophomore. He had some hard runs, 4 carries for 14 yards, and Cash Parks, 9 carries for 10 yards. Parks tonight, first varsity start, 9 of 20, 103 yards, a touchdown and an interception. You take away the pick. I think you give him A-, B+ tonight for the sophomore.
You know, he to just look at him, but without watching his play, Scott, he is a mature young man. He's tall, he's solid, filled out, he's got nice thick legs, but his mechanics are also extremely mature for a sophomore playing at the varsity level. You can tell that he's been doing this for a long time. Stepped in tonight, never flinched, only threw the 1 pick, which I know he's going to learn from. I don't know how many times tonight he surveyed downfield when he should have maybe not thrown a pass and just eaten it, or he threw it deep. He's going to learn from those as well, too. But Dwayne Schulte has to feel pretty good about his opening night for his young quarterback.
Ryan Kelly caught 4 for 50 yards in the ball game. Hoffman with a couple of catches for 16. Aiden Miller caught 1. Stevenson caught the 11-yard touchdown pass, and Cook caught 1 for 6. For Waverly-Shell, they had only 41 yards in the second half. Ended up with 183 for the game, 103 on the ground, 80 through the air. Ethan Bibler, terrific first half. He ended up with 19 carries for 99 yards as Xavier bottled him up pretty good in the second half. Other than that, Hubbard carried it 8 times for -5. Tibbetts 1 for 8 in the ball game. Wesley Hubbard, 7 of 15. He threw for 80 yards and 1 touchdown. That was the 34-yarder to Miller, his only catch of the night. Bodensteiner caught 4 for 33. Kramer had a catch, and Tibbetts had a catch as well. First downs in the ball game, Xavier with 15. Waverly-Shell with 9. Penalties plagued the Go Hawks tonight. They ended up with 6 penalties in the ball game for a total of 55 yards, only 1 penalty and 10 yards tonight for Xavier. Each team had a sack. Each team had a turnover. The Xavier turnover led to the Waverly-Shell Rock points. Third down conversions, 3 of 12 for Waverly-Shell Rock. The Xavier defense outstanding. 1 out of 1 on fourth down, and they scored the touchdown on that one. Xavier 2 out of 10, so the Waverly defense very good as well. 2 out of 10 on third downs, 1 out of 2 on fourth downs. Time of possession, slight advantage to Waverly-Shell Rock, 24 minutes, 45 seconds to 23:15 for Xavier. And that's the tale of the tape as the Saints win their opener tonight by a score of 14-7. We'll come back with our play and player of the game for you from Saints Field right after this, as you're listening to high school football right here on CRM Live Sports.
Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org. Looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring? At Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Family owned since 1987, the professionals at Schumacher have what you're looking for. Whether it is carpet, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic, laminate, or wood, their personal service and quality products set Schumacher apart in the flooring industry. Famous for a relaxed and pressure-free shopping experience, let the experts at Schumacher Carpets and More break down your options with just a simple conversation. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today.
Back with you at Saints Field. You have not looked outside to see the traffic situation, I'm sure, have you, John?
Not our first rodeo there either.
I guarantee you I can go across Highway 100 quick to get home quicker by walking than probably by getting out of here. So with that in mind, we continue on with the Westridge Care Center postgame show. We need to get to our player of the game, brought to you this year by Schumacher Carpets and More. Thanks to Tom Miller. Had a chance to say hi to him earlier on tonight. Looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring at Schumacher Carpets and More. It's the little things that count. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today at schumachercarpets.com. And we'd love to pick a Miller. We really would.
2 of his grandsons were playing tonight.
But we're going with Ryan Kelly tonight. Outstanding. Had 4 catches for 50 yards. He had 3 rushes for 53 yards. He accounted for over 100 yards of total offense in this game tonight for the junior for Ryan Kelly. And had a big reverse we'll get to in a moment, but also had a big screen pass that went on a 3rd and 18 for a first down.
You know, when the game was on the line, I mean, it was still crunch time. On victory's hanging in the balance. Who's going to reach out and grab this thing? What did Dwayne Schulte do? He found the guy on his offense that was hot, and he got him the ball. Kelly, player of the game, not because of necessarily the numbers of times that he touched the ball, but the impact that he had when the ball came to him.
Indeed, and Dwayne Schulte, he's an old basketball coach. He knows if you have a hot hand, you got to get it to him. And Ryan Kelly was that tonight, and he is our player of the game, brought to you by Schumacher Carpets and More. And that leads us to our play of the game, brought to you by Carpenters Local 308. Online at carpenterslocal308.org, dedicated to protecting their workers and provide the best trained workforce available. Apprenticeship classes and training are available. And thanks to Bob Dobeck and everybody over there with that particular group. And we talked about it, that reverse. Great call by Dwayne and Reggie Schulte. They had the defense full flowing to the far side of the field. They ran the reverse and it goes for 43 yards and sets up the touchdown.
It was set up so well, and Dwayne probably saw it himself, but he's got such a great crew of assistant coaches, many of whom are up here in the press box just a few doors down from us. They're probably begging him to call that because Waverly-Shell Rock biting really hard on full flow, and when they've called that double reverse, it just worked like a charm.
Yeah, that almost went for a touchdown. Other than a good tackle by Sam Wilson, who played a really good game for Waverly-Shell Rock in this one tonight. But they did get the winning touchdown, Cash Parks to Stevenson from 11 yards out. That put up the winning points, and that got the margin of victory for Xavier, 14-7 in this one tonight to win their opener. And that's the good news. Now, the next 2 weeks on the road, against the defending 3A state champion Williamsburg, who that was at the Little Rose Bowl tonight, wasn't it, Jeff? Yeah, I think it was. The West Branch Bears don't lose by 40-plus at the Little Rose Bowl. They did tonight to Williamsburg. That is a good team. They beat Xavier here last year. Now Xavier's got to go down to Williamsburg.
And we were there for the quarterfinals playoffs. That's not an easy place to play.
No.
Those Williamsburg people come out and support their community team.
Yes, they do. And Xavier doesn't come down there very often, but going to be a good one next week down at Williamsburg. Xavier and Williamsburg. And then right after that, it's up to Epworth to take on Western Dubuque. And then, oh, by the way,
their arch nemesis.
Oh, it's not a year without Pella and Xavier getting together.
The Tulip Bowl.
And they will do it again this year. This time it will be here at Saints Field, though. So that one will be coming up in week number 4.
We won't be here for that pregame, will we?
Oh, we will not be.
No, we won't.
We will not be here for the Pella Xavier game. There's not enough room in the press box for the Pella folks.
We'll have to miss that evening.
Yes, that is the absolute truth on that one. So, but next week we are back on Friday night. We will head back to the friendly confines of Kingston Stadium, the old Gray Lady, as it'll be week number 2. Looks like Kennedy did go down to defeat tonight at Dowling, and the Cougars will take on PV. I did not see a PV Bettendorf score.
Not yet.
So both those teams coming off tough week 1 games, and then they'll have to circle the wagons for week 2. And remember, that was what, double overtime or overtime last year in that score-a-thon? That was a crazy, crazy game that PV won over in the Quad Cities.
Yeah, we'll be in for a dandy this year too.
And okay, thank you, Jeff. Bettendorf PV 17-17 in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
So they tend to play overtime games. So maybe they got another one in store for them tonight. But we'll be at Kingston next Friday night for you. Approximately 7 o'clock with the pregame show right here on CRMLiveSports.com. Well, you're number 22 off and running with a bang.
Nash and the Stash are back in the saddle again.
Indeed. And big thanks to all our great sponsors for helping us out. Matt Zvari over here at Xavier, the athletic director, starting his 2nd year. Want to thank him. And, of course, everybody out there for tuning in to the broadcast of this one tonight. And, again, we'll be at Kingston next week for Kennedy and Pleasant Valley on Friday night. It's going to wrap things up. And, again, our final score here at Saints Field, it was Xavier Saints 14 and the Waverly-Shell Rock Go-Hawks 7. You've been listening to a sports presentation of CRM Live Sports. You go to our website 24/7 and listen to any of our archived games at crmlivesports.com. For John Haggerty, Scott Yash saying so long, have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next Friday night.